Hey, Nancy, how are you? Hey, everyone, you got your popcorn? I was just eating the Mentos candy pack is almost gone, so I'm chewing it and chewing it and chewing it. If you ever had these, you'll know how chewy they are, but they are so good. I haven't had these in years, so I got a pack of them the other day. So I've been just eating on those, and man, they're good. And I'm not usually a big fan of like fruity candy. Actually, I am a little bit because I like gummy bears and Skittles and stuff like that. So I like to always start the live show. Hey, Christine, I like to always start the live show off with a little icebreaker. So just throw out your favorite candy or your favorite snack, especially like what was your favorite candy growing up? Now, I used to love certain candies growing up that I can't stand now. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Sherry. I'm so glad y'all are joining me. All right, so it looks like we got 14 people in here. Hey, Latasha, how you doing? I was thinking about you the other day. Butterfingers. I used to love Butterfingers too. Now I can't eat them. They're too sweet. Boston baked beans are good, but I got to eat them every now and then. They're hella sweet. Sour Patch Kids I used to love, but I can't really deal with them now. And I never liked how they had like limited flavors with the Sour Patch. Hey, Shayla. Hey, Sammy J. I'm done. Sammy J said we had candy called nigger balls when I was growing up. True story, Zimbabwe. Stop playing. What did they look like, Sammy? Sugar babies. I remember those. Those were mainly like the movie theater candy, and Halloween you would get sugar babies. Hey, Karmic Life. How you doing? Hey, Unpretentious Jane. Somebody said they hate Butterfingers. I gotta wait till. Oh, let me switch this from the top chat to the all chat, live chat. Who else we got in here? Nigger balls. I know. Can you believe that? But that's very African though, because Africans be hardcore with it. They just come right out, be with it. I'm glad you asked that, Arica. How you doing? Because I don't know if I'm in the mood to be doing reading. So if anybody wants to read, just hold off on the super chat until maybe like we get into like an hour into it, and then I'll let y'all know. Because I'm not trying to be not trying to be live too long because I got a lot to do and I am a little tired. Sammy J said little colorful hard balls that had a black chewy core. But what I was thinking about doing was doing some of the free readings for this month during the live. Because hey Star, how you doing? Because I tried taping some of the live readings earlier today, and I know it's dealing with this transit I got going down. The North Node is on my Saturn right now. So I tried taping some of the live videos today, not live, the free readings today. And I had to, like, I was on my third take and I just gave up because I kept messing up. And I was like, you know what, forget it. And I was like, maybe I'll do some of the free readings that I was going to do this month during the live reading. But I don't know. Hey, Raven, how you doing? Hey, Love More. I'm so glad that you're joining me. As you guys come in, can you hit the like button, please? I'm so awkward that I'm one of those people. I do not like asking for stuff. I don't even like asking for likes, but I appreciate it if you click that like button. But yeah, I have a hard time asking for anything. So me asking you guys to hit that like button is that's a bit much for me, but I really appreciate it. Arica said, all my exes are popping up out of the blue is strange. Well, Venus retrograde is right around the corner. So you might even, they might even really be hitting you up hard during that time. Oh, thank you, Tyree. Hey, Dramacidal L, how you doing? When y'all come in, just drop what your favorite candy is, especially like what favorite candy you like growing up. I used to love blow pops. I actually have some blow pops in my kitchen drawer. But let me tell you, and I know some of y'all can relate, how blow pops will like cut your mouth all up if you're not careful. Jolly Ranchers will do that too, especially remember those long, I used to love those long skinny sticks. Like they were the long, thin Jolly Rancher sticks. Do y'all remember that? And they came in like cherry and green apple and stuff. But if you weren't careful, you would slice your mouth up. Same as the the blow pops. You would cut your mouth up after a while. Love More said those nasty ass white candy bars. Oh yeah, remember Hershey's came out with the white chocolate? Yeah, millionaire, cutting your mouth all up on the blow pops, but they were so good. My favorite part about the blow pop is, you know, when you get down to the gum and you chew on that crunchy part of the lollipop and then the mixture with the gum. Star 404 said Mounds and Almond Joy. So you're a coconut freak. Mounds and Almond Joy is good. I ain't even gonna lie. Love More said they were called Zero. I remember Zeros. I never tried it though. Christy Phil with Light said Apple my favorite. You must be talking about the Jolly Ranchers. Hell yeah. Unpretentious Jane said I love the strawberry hard candy. Yes. I ate a strawberry hard candy like a month ago. Delicious. Hey, Denny Tico. Oh God, banana now later. I can't stand anything banana. Amina said Mike and Ike's for me. Christy Phil with Light said yes. Hey Jay, how you doing? Hey Raphael. Raphael said Reese's Pieces and a good blunt. Hey, I used to love me some Reese's Pieces, yes. But not anymore. I can't take them anymore. Love More said I was a chocolate kid. Tyreek Murillo said, I think we can all agree that we love Tootsie Pops. Yes, especially when you got to that Tootsie Roll Center. Oh my God. I like Tootsie Pops better than Blow Pops. I was waiting for somebody to say Kit Kat. Thomas likes Kit Kat. Natasha Ramsel said, I hate banana stuff too. Yes. Hey May, how you doing? Hey Miss Belly. Yes, the red Swedish fish. Bomb. Oh, I used to also love those licorice whips, the skinny ones. And they came in like cherry and grape. Like growing up, we had a penny candy store. And you could get like, it seemed like you could get like 50 or 100 of those whips for like $1. Oh, you like rock candy? I never could get into rock candy. Audrey Queen of Cups said Sour Patch Kids. So you're another one that likes Sour Patch Kids. Love More with the Jawbreakers. Oh my God. I could never really get into Jawbreakers either because they really didn't have like a strong flavor. Shayla Carter had Lifesavers Gummies. Miss Bailey Shoestrings. Dramacidal said Gummy Bears. What about anybody got any weird candy? What about some weird candy? Now, my daughters growing up in Arizona were originally from the East Coast, but once we moved out to Arizona, they got into Mexican candy. So there's like a whole line of Mexican candy in the supermarkets here. And it's like, it's different from anything you've ever like seen because they have a lot of chili powder in it. They have a lot of like, what is it? They have like salted prunes and all this like salsa-getties and stuff like that. So my two daughters, they love Mexican candy. Tyreek Murillo said, I try Irish candy and it's flat out gross. Audrey Queen said, Airheads are the best. Yeah, my kids love Airheads. Amina Hope said, peanut butter M&Ms. They're new on the market, but they're delicious. I never tried those. Erica said, lemon heads, Whoppers. I used to love me some Whoppers. May said, Gushers are the best. So those fruit gushers. Gummy bears, yes. I prefer the Haribo gummy bears to the Black Forest. What about you, Dramacidal? Do you like the Haribo? Because the Haribo, they're kind of like firm. That's what I like about. Hey, Awkward Letter, glad you're joining us. Deshaun said, anyone ever had the chocolate cube candy? It's like a chunky bar on steroids. I've never tried that. Is that the one that looks like ice cubes? That it be just sitting by the cash register? Love More said, I like Black Forest gummy worms. I used to love them. Awkward Letter said, Junior Mints. I used to love some Junior Mints. Those Coca-Cola gummies are good. I like those cherry gummies. Yes, I love Haribo. Oh, so Unpretentious Jane, she gets the Kit Kats from Japan with sake. Yeah, I know they got the green tea ones. Like, hey, Tracism. I know Japan, they got some weird Kit Kats. Raven said anything chocolate or watermelon or root beer candy. Tyrese said, what time is it in Arizona? It's 8:10 here. Deshaun said, yes, like a big giant ice cube. I used to actually like chunky bars back in the day. Back in the day, there was like almost any chocolate bar I liked. But nowadays, I'm real like picky. Every now and then I'll get a Kit Kat. And I used to love Snickers. Nobody mentions Snickers. What's up with the Snickers? Nobody mentioned Snickers. I didn't see Milky Way. I didn't see Three Musketeers. What other ones were there? Nobody mentioned the plain old Hershey bar. Oh yeah, it's 11:11 right now. East Coast. What's up, everybody on the East Coast? It's 11:11. Let me tell y'all about 11:11. That 11:11, you could look at that as a wake-up call. Christy said Butterfinger. I used to love me some Butterfingers. Millionaire said ice cream Snickers. Who said that's basic candy? Oh man, but remember like when during Halloween you would get like the boo boo candy, like the Mary Janes. I used to hate those Mary Janes. Those I never really liked Tootsie Rolls. I like the Tootsie Roll Pops, but not the Tootsie Rolls. Love You Was Born on 11/11. So with that, you're probably very intuitive. Just has some strong psychic energy. Fannie Mae buttercreams. Oh, and remember those, I don't know what the hell they were, but during Halloween, they had those orange and black. It's just candies and they're wrapped in orange and black, and you don't know what the hell it is. I think it's some type of toffee. Yes, I hated Mary Jane's too. Usually quiet. No, we just getting started, Miss Bailey. I'm letting people file in before I get into Bill Cosby. So you're right on time. Reese cups. I haven't liked Reese cups in a minute. Or like M&Ms. I'm gonna tell you, some of these candies have changed their recipe because I remember them tasting different. Latasha, you like saltwater taffy? My mom loves saltwater taffy. I could never really get into it. Ew, I can't stand candy corn. Hey, Murder. But yeah, those orange and black candies. I'm trying to think also. I never liked those caramels. Remember, like that's that old school candy. You know, the caramel and it had the white dot in the middle. And then they also had those white candies with like different colors in it and stuff. Yeah, them peeps. Hell no. Hawaiian Punch changed their recipe. Yeah, a lot of these companies are changing their recipe. They're not the same anymore. So it's like the snacks that I used to like, gobstoppers, Whoppers are the worst. No, I'm gonna tell you what's worse than Whoppers. Those Maltese, like they're Canadian candy, but they had the nerve to have some in Target one day, and I got tempted and bought some, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I was expecting it to be like Whoppers, but they weren't. So usually, Quiet Scorpio said, "Love candy corn." I'm done. Slapstick, cinnamon toast crunch is nowhere near as good. Yeah, a lot of this stuff ain't good. Or is it that it's not as good as it is anymore? Or is it that our taste buds are changing? Is it that our taste buds are evolving with age? Or is it the companies are changing the recipe? What do you think? Almond Rokas. Oh, so Deshaun, you're saying Hawaiian Punch is very different now too. Oh, you like the hardcore candy bar Baby Ruth. That got everything in it. So they have changed. I feel like Snickers used to be better too. Yeah. Then you got to think about how they're using GMOs and everything now. So it could be excuse me, I have just burped, not candy. It could be the GMOs that's changing up the taste too, if you think about that. And with Uranus being in Taurus right now, it's going to get even worse with the GMOs. Next, they'll probably be passing off straight like fake food. Like, well, they've already had videos. I know some of y'all saw the videos with the fake rice, and they have some other stuff that's fake, and then like the stuff like the meat glue and all that type of stuff, that pink slime, all that type of stuff. Thomas said, I was never a big candy person. I was into bakery things, cakes, cinnamon rolls. Oh, you like those cakes, cookies, and pie, huh? 23 and never had a cavity. don't speak too soon, because I didn't start having a cavity until I was after 23, I think. Because, yeah, my teeth were totally fine when I was young. Yeah, fake lettuce. That's another one. Fake lettuce and fake rice. Chrissy said yes, because Twinkies and Chips Ahoy used to be the bomb. Not anymore. Yeah, they're really cutting corners on the food now. It's getting ridiculous. But the prices keep going up, but the quality keeps going down. All right. So before I get into Bill Cosby's chart, I just want to know what y'all think about this situation, because honestly, I never thought I'd see the day that Bill Cosby would end up in prison. Like, even when he was going through the court case and everything, I still didn't think that they would throw the book at him like that. And I'm like, I kind of had mixed feelings about the whole thing. But I'll say this. Seeing him take that walk of shame, that did kind of like that tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I'm hardcore with the, like, I could be kind of unforgiving when it comes to rape and stuff like that, sexual assault. But I feel you, Dara. Don't even get me started, because I'm gonna get started on this. Because right now I'm trying to be nice. Right now I'm trying to be nice and objective and stuff, and I'm trying to like really express how, you know, what I've been feeling. So it wasn't until I did see him taking that walk of shame, I was like, damn, that's messed up. But I'll say this. He brought it on himself. Let's be real. And even if all 60 plus of those women aren't telling the truth, I'm sorry, a few of them at least got to be telling the truth. I believe Andrea Constant's story. I believe that other woman's story. I think she's like mixed. And she was the one who actually ended up on the Cosby Show in one episode where she was playing a pregnant chick. Not Andrea Constance, the other chick that accused Bill Cosby of assaulting her. So I'm just like, I can't feel sorry for him, but I was feeling a little empathy when I saw him with his head down and taking that walk of shame. Because when I say empathy, I'll say this. When I look at Bill Cosby's chart, I'm seeing that he was working with some serious addiction issues. And if we're talking about addiction, that means a lot of times people don't have full control over what they do. I'm not excusing him, but it looked like he definitely was addicted to being a deviant sexual person. I'm talking about that type of addiction. So basically, karma is a bitch. So if you live your life a certain way, then, you know, karma is going to, you know, come back to haunt you one way or another. Now, some people are saying that, and I'm going to read the comments in a minute, but I want to get some of my thoughts out. Some people are, you know, asking like, well, why didn't Harvey Weinstein and why didn't this Kavanaugh and all these other people, why aren't they getting prosecuted and sent to prison and stuff like that? But I have to say this. Everybody has their own individual karma. So their karma, Weinstein and whoever else has been, Kevin Spacey and Kavanaugh, whoever else has been doing this dirt, they're going to meet with their karma too. Hey, Siobhan, how you doing? Thanks for being a mod. They're going to have their day of reckoning too. Now, their day of reckoning may not come until after they're in the grave or after, you know, they've been cremated or whatever, but their day of reckoning is going to come. Bill Cosby's day of reckoning just happened to come while he's living. And you never know what these other guys are experiencing right now, too. So they could be having their own days of reckoning, but maybe just not in court. But you can't take Bill Cosby and compare him with anybody else in this situation, because he has his own separate chart. He has his own separate karma. And per the transits that he's experiencing classic transits that could land him in prison. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to get into his natal chart and also the transits that he's experiencing right now. It just looks like he's headed for a very rough ride, but that's no surprise because what is he, 80, 82 years old? How old is Bill Cosby? Wait a minute. 1937. Let me just calculate his age real quick. Oh, no, I'll just pull it up on my phone unless somebody got it real quick. I know he's in his 80s. '81. Thank you. So, yeah, of course, an 81-year-old having to do at least 3 years in prison, that's going to be hard on him in a number of ways, but including his health. So I see that he had some serious transits coming up that could actually take him out of here, considering the fact that he's already, now that he's in a whole new place, prison, which is one of the, some dudes or people, I shouldn't say just dudes, but some people can manage better in prison than others. Bill Cosby being a hardcore cancer, I can see him having a very tough time because, cancer is about comfort. It's about home. It's about, what's familiar. So he's going into the belly of the beast. And now it's like, it's reality time for him. And the transits that he got going on says a lot about the reality that he is experiencing right now. Now, let me read what some of you guys are saying before I go on. Now, Dara started it off. She kicked it off by saying, wait a minute, where's it at? I'm from Philly. He's been a creeper since day one. Dara, I'm glad you said that because when I looked at his chart and I was talking to my friend today, and I told him, because he's had, I told him, matter of fact, he was like, it's eating me up that Bill Cosby's locked up. And I was like, I don't feel sorry for him. And then I also said that I was like, and he was like, I'm gonna look at his chart because he's into astrology too. So I said, well, when you look at his chart, look at it from the perspective that he's just a hood nigga from Philly. And I was like, take the Bill Cosby, take the Heathcliff Huxtable out of it and just look at him like he's an average Joe and then make your assessment. That's what people have to do when it comes to people like Bill Cosby, because people get it twisted with the whole, they call him America's favorite dad or whatever. Matter of fact, I never saw him like that. And I guess because I grew up with a dad and my dad was fairly decent. Actually, he was more than decent. He did what he was supposed to do as a father. So I really didn't look to Bill Cosby playing Heathcliff Huxtable as a father figure like some other people did. So I don't have such a hard time disassociating myself from the whole Cosby Show image, Heathcliff Huxtable versus Bill Cosby. And I'm going to get into my sentiments about how I felt like he was on the Cosby Show in a minute, but let me read on. So again, Dara said he's been a creeper since day one. So Dara, do you have some personal tea on Bill Cosby, being as though you're from Philly? Because, depending, when it comes to a person's locale, sometimes there be local rumors that have been circulating for years that really don't get out on the mainstream. So maybe you have some more tea, Dara, about Bill Cosby. Michaela said all sex offenders to prison. May said, she said including Trump. May said they got to make an example out of somebody. Lovemore said, I say good riddance. Bye, Bill. Latasha said, I honestly couldn't watch it. Dara said, hey, everyone, and hey, girl, his arrogance is crazy. I worked in college and major gifts. Some of the donors were very eccentric. I see what you mean about that, Dara. Maybe it's a guilt trip and they feel like they got it. I was thinking about that too. And also, it's a nice tax write-off when they donate to these colleges and universities. But one thing I always had a problem with, these philanthropists, these rich people, if you notice, they always keep the money circulating upward. And that includes the colleges and universities. And therefore, their donations never trickle down to where it's really needed, if you notice. And that's why the poor stay poor. Because usually people that are headed for college, they don't really, I'm not saying that they don't need help. Yes, a lot of people need help, financial aid, all that. But what I'm saying is they're not usually in that rock bottom predicament where they really need to, they really need a leg up. They really need some assistance, or, I don't see rich people really helping to improve things on a mass scale in terms of neighborhoods and communities and stuff. It's always this grandstanding, like donating to colleges and universities just so they can get those honorary doctorate degrees and they can get their name on a building and shit. So I just wanted to say my sentiments about that. Usually Quiet said Bill wanted to buy NBC. They wasn't having that. Now I'm very skeptical of that. Now there's been a lot of talk about receipts lately. I know some of y'all been following this whole Tasha K and Lovely T and all this stuff. So I'm gonna be saying receipts a lot tonight because they got me saying receipts. And I don't even say receipts, but I'm about to say, where are the receipts that Bill was going to buy NBC? Because I don't even feel that Bill is powerful enough to even buy NBC. Now, if he was going to buy NBC along with some other rich men, I could see that. But I heard that he was working to have a television show, another sitcom on NBC. But the whole him buying NBC, I want to see some receipts on that because I'm real skeptical of that. Because that's what a lot of people are saying as to that's the reason why he was caught out there. Like, that's the reason why he got caught up and he was facing these charges and stuff because he tried to buy NBC. But to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, that they would get him because of that. Basically, they would just make it so that he can't buy NBC. They would have somebody richer than him to buy him out or to make sure that they outbid him. So I'm not buying that part. But again, if somebody got receipts, let me know. All right, I hate to say this, but Bill Cosby gives me earth energy strong. He has that Capricorn look, but I know he's a Virgo moon. Yes, he's a Virgo moon. Tyreek, that's compulsion. Audrey says it seems like the allegations came out of nowhere. Nah, these are years long. And let's not forget that Bill Cosby was best friends with Hugh Hefner, who is the premier pimp Mac Daddy of America, who's no longer with us. But let's be real, birds of a feather flock together. Latasha said he talked mad trash about young boys back in the day, telling them they're going to end up in jail. And well, yeah, isn't that ironic? Star 404 said your past does catch up with you. Lovemore said, when I say that he was a Cancer, I took a pause and I told myself to look at his chart. Bam, he has a lot of earth energy. Siobhan says, every dog has their day. Tyreek said, because they're white. Millionaire said, exactly. Theirs may come in their next lifetime. Yes. Lovemore said, and Harvard was just exposed this year. Bellatina said, it's a mind fuck for me, especially when you grew up watching his show. Yes, I will agree with that. It is a mind fuck. You know, I still kind of stunned just knowing that he's behind bars right now because nobody imagined Bill Cosby to be like that. However, I will say this. When I used to watch the Cosby Show as a kid, I used to think that Bill Cosby was too lovey-dovey, touchy-feely with Claire, first of all, Felicia Rashad, and sometimes with Denise and Sandra and all them stuff. Like, to be a TV dad, he was doing a lot of hands-on shit. And he was doing a lot of kissing on the mouth and on the cheek. And the thing is, back then I didn't suspect him of doing anything like rape. But I will say this, I just thought he was getting close for comfort. Now, you could say, okay, he's a Cancer. They do that. But my thing is, you got to watch it. And how about this? Who has thought about this? On the Cosby Show, why did they choose Heathcliff to be a OBGYN? He was a baby doctor, obstetrician, meaning he's like looking up women's coochies all day long as part of his job. Y'all don't think that's a little ironic? Like, y'all don't think that's a little suspect that he probably said that's the doctor I want to portray. But I got some more tea about the Cosby Show too. Hold on. All right, and Trump too. Trump is going to have his day too, I feel. Lovemore said hello. Hey, Dana, how you doing? She said that's an interesting way of looking at it. Everyone's karma comes at different times. Dirty Cancer, Tyreek said. Lovemore said, don't blame Cancer for Bill's issues. This is some earth sign shit. Actually, it's a combination because Lovemore, let me tell you, Cancer men, they just have this thing for women. Like, it's like, they need women like they need air. So when you couple into the fact that Bill Cosby's sun in Cancer is joined to his Pluto in Cancer. Let me see how close that shit is. Hold on. His Mercury is in between the two, but it's still close enough to have a big impact. So he got Sun, Mercury, and Pluto all in Cancer. That's a man, especially when you add that Pluto into the mix. He is very compulsive when it comes to women. He can't control himself, or he lacks restraint. I'll say that. So Cancer has a lot to do with it, best believe. And Cancer, as I always say, is the pimp of the zodiac. So Bill Cosby did play sort of a role like a pimp in that he would take these young women under his arm, under his wing, and groom them and stuff, and basically say, I'm going to make you a star and all that stuff. That's that pimp talk. And then take advantage of them. All right, let's see what. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? Thanks for being a mod. Yes, Bill Cosby is a Mason. He's Boule, which is another reason why I really don't feel sorry for him. Mike, I'm not saying all Cancers are like that. As you notice, I said if you add Pluto into the mix, plus other factors in his chart. So I'm about to say this, and anybody that got Mars and Scorpio, I'm not saying it's everybody with Mars and Scorpio, but Bill Cosby has Mars and Scorpio at the 21st degree. Sorry, that 21 is excess. His Mars and Scorpio, that's the rapist right there. That is rape. Like Mars and Scorpio, that's the rapist. I'm not saying everybody with Mars and Scorpio is a rapist, but I'm saying the potential is strong with Mars and Scorpio. Why? Because Mars is sex, Scorpio is sex, but Scorpio also deals with compulsions, and Scorpio is the sign of rape. So moving along. I'm getting kind of amped. Siobhan said Cosby was no longer useful to them. When they can't use you anymore, they prosecute you for the old T. Now, I would say that there was something that Bill Cosby did to piss somebody off for him to get this conviction. Because usually, even if someone is charged with a crime, if they're up there in the upper echelons of society, usually, you know, their lawyers will make it so that they get off, or they get off very lightly or whatever like that. So I will agree that there was some hidden agenda with respect to Bill Cosby, where he didn't do what he was supposed to do, or he didn't follow what they wanted him to do or whatever like that, because Bill Cosby is a very willful individual. And it's been known that he is not exactly agreeable when it comes to dealing with other people in authority. So I will admit that there is some type of agenda to take down Bill Cosby, but I don't think it was because he tried to buy NBC. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that he's not guilty of some of those charges. I do believe he's guilty, but you have to ask yourself, why did he get caught out there versus other people? So you do have to ask yourself that, because again, considering his stature and all the money that he has, judges get paid off all the time. So, you know, the judge could have got paid off with the sentencing or whatever like that. But so I would say that there's somebody that basically wanted to see him be done under. Let me see. Lovemore said, well, he ran the show. I'm a Cancer sun woman, and I do not put nothing past Cancer men. Yes, Cancer men can be sneaky as hell. Cancers, period, can be sneaky as hell, even the men. Tyree said Cancers are the type of people to date rape because we're not aggressive people. And that's another thing. Oh, yeah, wait till I get into this, too. Yeah, I got a lot to say. Awkward said, I listened to two separate psychics, and they both said that he was backed by some elite people who invested in him, and he became the uppity Negro that refused to pay them back. It was the money. I wouldn't be surprised. Audrey said, I believe he's guilty, but I think it's more to the story that we will never know. I think so, too. Well, Mike, you might, I'm not saying, okay, let me stop, because I know people going to get all in their feelings when I say certain stuff. When I say certain signs can be this, can be that, I'm talking about potential. I'm not talking about everybody that's of that sign is going to be like that. So I have to put the disclaimer out there. Dana said something definitely happened. I thought it was the buying NBC thing, but he's been a sexual predator for decades. Yes, he has. And again, with the buying NBC, somebody got receipts on that. So we can verify that that's actually true, because I'm really skeptical of that. Cancers can be good people, but let's state the damn facts. It is a sad fall from grace. And like I said, I think that Bill Cosby, from what I see in his chart, is dealing with some mental health issues, which ties into the fact why his choice of getting off sexually was to be with women that were semi-comatose. So I want to say this too, because it's like you have to differentiate between, did Bill Cosby do it just so he could have sex with these women? Or did he do it because that's how he got off? Is that a fetish? And I see it being the latter. I see him doing this because it's a fetish of his, to basically have sex with women that are semi-conscious, because it makes him feel very powerful, and because these women control, right? These women don't fight back. Yes, they don't protest. And we know Bill Cosby's not that great looking of a guy. Not saying that, but that's not really here nor there. But growing up, he might not felt like he really had it in good with the ladies like that. So maybe he started off young. He's on Larry King Live on a video bragging about how he used to put Spanish fly in women's drinks back in the day. So he was bragging about it back in the day. Yes, it does sound like necrophilia. There are some men that are into having sex with women that are semi-conscious or unconscious or just dead. Matter of fact, y'all see that movie Eyes Wide Shut? Because the Bill Cosby story made me think of this scene from Eyes Wide Shut. If y'all see Eyes Wide Shut, towards the beginning of the film, remember they went to that Christmas party? Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's characters, they went to the Christmas party, and Tom Cruise was called upstairs by one of his clients, the guy that was hosting a party, and the girl was passed out. And he was like, she won't wake up and stuff like that. I'm afraid she overdosed. But I thought about it. I was like, that chick was passed out that whole time he was having sex with her, because that's how he likes to get down. And I think, I'm almost certain that's how Bill Cosby was the same way, because his moon is conjoined to Neptune. And the thing about his birth time is questionable, but I believe that his birth time is accurate. His birth time is listed as 3 p.m. There's another astrology king. His name is Jamie. He believes his birth time is accurate as well. And there's a few factors in his chart that points to, especially when you look at his transits, that 3 p.m. very well could be his birth time, which would make him a Scorpio rising, which would reinforce the theme of him being a sex demon. So that would make him a Scorpio rising at the 9th degree. At 9 reinforces the theme of sex. Then that puts Mars in his first house in Scorpio at the 21st degree of Scorpio, mind you, which can produce a hypersexual person. Then his Mars is in sesqui square to Saturn. That's a person that lacks self-restraint. And the fact that his Saturn is in Aries, which reinforces the sexual theme. So his Mars is in sesqui square to Saturn. That's him lacking self-restraint. But that's also, you could look at that as him using his stature, his clout, his reputation, his authority to be able to take advantage of these women, to sexually assault these women. So back to his chart. So let me see. So his moon is conjoined to Neptune. It's pretty close. And this conjunction is squaring his nodes. So that right there could point to a personality defect, a personality disorder, because the moon is included in that, and the nodes. So his south node is in Gemini. That south node in Gemini can produce an immoral person, a person whose morals are questionable, or who doesn't have morals at all. It can produce a person that will rationalize any type of egregious behavior just so it suits them. Yes. So his south node is at the 13th degree of Gemini, north node at the 13th degree of Sagittarius. That south node at the 13th degree, that 13 deals with death. So you could look at it as possibly maybe he does have necrophilia fantasies about having sex with dead women. Or, I mean, come on, he does have strong Scorpio energy. So you never know. He might have been, especially with that Mars and Scorpio in his first house. Is that why you said that? And then his Mars is in sextile to his moon. And that showed that he had power over women. He had influence over these women. And basically, he played the role of the Svengali over women. I always use the term Svengali to describe P. Diddy. Hey, Akater, how you doing? Hey, Dark One. I always use the term Svengali to describe P. Diddy. So just think about how P. Diddy does. Like P. Diddy will take new talent under his wing. He will feed them, clothe them, put them in the studio, have them cut some records. And then once he's got everything he gotten out of them, he'll just discard them like they ain't nothing. So he's done that to many celebrities or many, up and coming talent. So Stevie J is a Svengali too. So you could look at Bill Cosby as a Svengali as well. He definitely has some aspects in his chart, especially his Mars and Scorpio sextile moon. That is a Svengali aspect, especially because of the Scorpio influence. Let me see what else he got. So remember I said his Gemini South Node points to him having loose morals, him being an immoral character. I'll say the potential is there because of his past life. So when y'all come in, can you please hit the like buttons? We got 79 people watching, but only 25 likes. So if you like what you're hearing so far, please hit the like button. Thank you. Let me move along. So what was I saying? So remember what I said about him being a person of loose morals. So his sun is opposed to Jupiter. And that reinforces what I'm saying about him having loose morals, or where he can basically cast his morals and ethics to the side in order to basically do his dirt. But that opposition between the sun and Jupiter also points to where he basically portrays this image as this upstanding guy, icon at that, because Jupiter is the icon. My lips getting dry. So that sun opposition Jupiter deals with him being an icon and America's favorite dad, all that type of stuff. But because we're talking about the opposition, that shows that that's not really who he is. Who he really is not who he portrays himself to be in the public eye. This great, upstanding, moral guy. And remember, he's always talking about acting moral, superior to others. Yes, that's that sun opposition Jupiter. Mahogany. And he got Mercury opposition Jupiter too. So that's him acting like he's this moral authority, because it's Jupiter's in Capricorn. That's him acting like he's this moral authority over others. But you know what else that sun opposition Jupiter in Capricorn deal with? That deals with his struggle to be validated, to receive validation from whites. Or you could say from those who basically control the industry. But you can also see that aspect as him chasing white women, and a lot of white women, because that Cancer Capricorn opposition is a race opposition. And we know that the majority of the women that he was jumping on were white women. So that's another thing that I really want to question pro-blacks on, because you got a bunch of pro-blacks that are caping for Bill Cosby and talking about, oh, this white supremacy stuff. But I'm like, hey, Quinn, how you doing? Did y'all not forget that Bill Cosby was chasing after, all these white women? So it's like, pick a side. Which one do you want? Cancer deals with race. So the opposite would be a denigration of race, so you could look at, or racism you can look at, or even like systematic racism. So basically everybody needs to remember that too. And for, again, these pro-blacks out here that are caping for Bill Cosby, well, what about Bill Cosby's black wife that he was cheating on all these years? And everybody will admit that Bill Cosby was a big time philanderer, a serial cheater. But nobody wants to bring up that part. Everybody wants to, sweep that under the rug. And it's a shame too, because it's not even like he was respecting these white women. He was victimizing them, but he was victimizing some black women too. So basically, Bill Cosby does not respect women, period. And a lot of men that got moon conjoined to Neptune got weird ideas about women. They got a weird perspective on women. Men that got moon, because I've seen this countless times in charts of men that got moon conjoined to Neptune, and a lot of time, and I'm not saying if one of you guys got it, I'm sorry, but I'm talking about where I've seen it in men's charts that got moon conjoined to Neptune. They got twisted ideas about women. They want women to be their sex slaves, or they want a woman to be a blow-up doll, or they're attracted to prostitutes, but they act like they're not, or they're attracted to real trashy women, or they want a woman that they could tie up or hog tie and all that type of stuff. So Bill Cosby definitely has that hookup where he has this weird shit involving women. And with moon conjoined to Neptune, a man that has that hookup, a lot of times he doesn't respect women because he has a skewed view of women, starting with his mama. So we should also go back to Bill Cosby's history and see what was going on with the mom. Matter of fact, I think the mom was really passive, and I think the father was abusive, and I think the father was a drunk. Straight knowledge said I had moon square Neptune. That could be a rough aspect. I don't particularly like that. Now, Bill Cosby's Venus is in Gemini. And for a man with Venus in Gemini, because I like to call a spade, and I like to keep it real, a man with Venus in Gemini has a hard time being faithful. If you just think about it, Gemini deals with twos or more, multiples. So Venus deals with partnership or your partner, or you could look at it as dealing with a woman. So with Venus in Gemini, that's two or more women. So with Bill Cosby's Venus in Gemini, he had a very hard time being faithful alone. Even if he wasn't a rapist, he'd probably still be cheating all over Camille, especially because of his stature. His Venus is conjoined to his Gemini South Node, which just makes matters even worse. That is a man that can't be faithful. Even if you paid him to be faithful, he can't be faithful. That's a man that really shouldn't be married. Let's be real. But because Bill Cosby wants to have his cake and eat it too, being a Cancer, see, that's how these Cancer men roll. A Cancer man, even if he's not fit to be married, he'll get married. Even if he don't want to get married, he'll get married so he can always have a woman at home. But then he'll still cheat all over this woman. So Cancer men could be some of the biggest cheaters out there because, again, like I said, they always have to have a woman. And if they don't have a woman, it's usually because they're up under their mama's skirt. Sorry, I'm getting kind of hyped. And those Cancer moon men, they could be even worse. So if you're a Cancer sun and this doesn't apply to you, a lot of times the Cancer moon men, they could be just as bad or even worse. Yes, Kevin Hart is a Cancer and he can't leave women alone too. He got caught out there cheating. Yes, I always say that Cancer is the pimp of the zodiac. All day. Yes, and trust me, always remember, Cancer represents women. So a man that's a Cancer, he doesn't even have to have his sun in Cancer. He could just have Mercury in Cancer or Venus in Cancer or Mars in Cancer. He's going to need women like he needs water, or he's going to need women like he needs the sunshine. Trust me. And then a lot of those Mars and Cancer men, you got to watch them because a lot of them, they're gay. So if they don't come right out and say that they're gay, they could be down low. I'm not saying everybody with Mars and Cancer now. Let me make the disclaimer. But I've seen this so many times in charts of gay men having Mars and Cancer, and also down low men having Mars and Cancer. You also got a lot of women beaters that got Mars and Cancer as well. So back to Bill Cosby's chart. I know I'm getting hyped, but this story does get me kind of fired up. So another thing, he has Uranus and quincunx to his north node. And that right there can deal with the truth. Him trying to act like the truth is not what it really is. So the whole time he's basically maintained his innocence. Because that oh shoot, that's right. He's coming upon his Uranus return. That's right. Especially since he's 81. He got 3 years for his Uranus return, maybe a little less. But he might not even make it to his Uranus return now that he's in prison. But that Uranus in Taurus deals with his associations, his friendships. So you could look at that as his friendship with Hugh Hefner, also the associations that he had. And this quincunx could point to what was it Latasha that said something about he was about the money with the associates, because Uranus is in Taurus and it's in quincunx to his Sagittarius North Node. So that could deal with where he owed some associates some money. And next thing you know, they're basically open up Pandora's box on him. Because that Uranus in quincunx to his North Node, that can deal with the truth being revealed after a period of time where he's doing all these things to try to keep it covered. Interesting. All right, let me see. He also got hold on just 1 second. He got Eros. The asteroid Eros is running parallel to his Chiron. His Chiron is in Gemini. That Eros, so that Chiron running parallel to Eros, that right there could deal with sexual deviancy, because Chiron deals with things that are deviant, things that are weird. His North Node is Sagittarius, 13 degrees. Things that are weird, things that are strange. Well, okay. So Chiron running parallel to Eros. And where is Eros? Eros is at the 25th degree of Aries. That 25 could deal with drugs. It could deal with drugs, drugging women. So 25 degrees of Aries, 25 breaks down to 7. Aries is the sex and also can make him very impulsive. Let me see what else he got. He got Mars opposition Isis. That could be all the money. I'm seeing that Mars opposition Isis is all the money that he's paid out over the years. Because that's another thing. He's settled. He's had a few settlements with women that have come forward before. And that can also deal with the different lawyers that he's had, because he's fired. Thanks, Avery. Because he fired some of his attorneys because he felt like they weren't doing their job. So that Mars opposition Isis can deal with that. Let me see what else. He has Mercury parallel Nemesis. That's interesting. Nemesis is at the 4th degree of Leo. So that could be, again, perhaps dealing with someone that he knows that leaked this information out, or that basically got in some people's ear to make sure that he was given a certain sentence. Because honestly, let's be real. Even if, matter of fact, I'm going to say, because he is guilty. So he was found guilty. So Bill Cosby's guilty of the charges. But let's be real. Someone of his age and someone of his stature probably wouldn't have served time in jail. But again, like I said, I do see there being some type of hidden agenda with respect to Bill ending up in jail. Not so much the charges, but the fact that he actually is in jail now, which is almost unprecedented for someone of his stature. So I'm looking at some of these asteroids, wondering, especially like this Nemesis, Mercury parallel Nemesis, and his Mercury is at the 25th degree of Cancer. Matter of fact, I know exactly what that is. That right there, because of the Cancer influence, that's the women. So the women are acting as his nemesis. And he's placing, so nemesis deals with basically what gets you caught up and what you place the blame on for your misfortune, for your troubles. So basically Mercury parallel nemesis, with Mercury being in Cancer, that can deal with women speaking up and all these women continuing to come out after a while. But it can also deal with someone else that he's close to that gave up some tea on him as well, that might have provided the smoking gun, so to speak. Let me see what else he got. Oh, another reason why I feel like his birth time is accurate is because that would put Pisces on his fifth house cusp. And that alone, when you take the fact that Neptune rules that fifth house and is conjoined to the moon, that's a perfect configuration for drugging women and having sex with them. Or where you are, that's like your sexual desire, having sex with women that are semi-conscious or that are asleep. Mike said they gave Bill a plea deal of house arrest and he rejected it. Wow. That could probably that was dumb. But again, remember what I said, that Sun opposition Jupiter. That's somebody that even if they're guilty, they still want to act like they are this high and mighty person. So he's not going to admit it. And Camille knew all along what was going on. And Camille's a Pisces, and her sun is at the 29th degree of Pisces. And that could deal with conflict. It could deal with love triangles. It could deal with where you're constantly being cheated on, where there's interference from third parties. So Camille has a chart of someone that like got consistently cheated on. And she has a chart of someone that looked the other way as well. Oh, but the interesting thing is, I'm looking at Bill Cosby's vertex, and Camille Cosby's Saturn is conjoined to his vertex, which could point to a destined relationship, destined marriage, or where it's like karmic, even fated, destined. But the interesting thing as well, Andrea Constant, who accused Bill Cosby of sexually assaulting her, the one that the charges were about, wait a minute, where is it at? Andrea Constance Saturn is fated, destined connection. So just to reiterate, Bill Cosby's vertex is at the 21st degree of Gemini. Camille Cosby's Saturn is at the 20th degree of Gemini. And Andrea Constance Saturn is at the 16th degree of Gemini. Now that's kind of far away from that vertex, but it's still within, I would say it's close enough where I would say, okay, yes, number one, that's Bill Cosby's birth time. And number two, that basically shows that, yes, they did have this. And that would put all that Gemini energy in his eighth house, including his South Node. So the eighth house is the house of the rapist. So if his South Node is in the eighth house, that could mean that in past lives, he was a rapist and he just came into this life basically doing what he knows how to do or doing what comes naturally to him. Ask said, why didn't the kids go to the court? How is his relationship with him? Yes, Gemini South Node is very hard to overcome because it can even produce mental health issues. So that's what I say about, I feel like Bill Cosby was dealing with, I'm not going to say he was crazy because I know he knew, feel like he had some serious personality disorder. Maybe he had borderline or I wouldn't say bipolar, but he had something that contributed to his sexual deviance where something just ain't clicking right up in here. Like he got a real, especially because Mercury is conjoined to Pluto. That Mercury conjoined to Pluto can produce a reprobate mind where the person is inclined to do wrong, even though they know it's wrong. Yes, I would say he's a narcissist. The thing is, I think Bill Cosby does have a conscience. And I think that's part of the reason why he ended up getting caught up too. Because I strongly believe that people that don't have a conscience, they could get away with things more easier than people who have a conscience. I believe that he had a conscience, but I believe that his sexual urges were so strong. And again, that Gemini South Node, it caused him to rationalize his bad behavior. Because the thing about that eighth house Scorpio energy, I always say that that energy is about where you do wrong, but you know what you're doing is wrong. You know that what you're doing is wrong. So it's like he knew what he was doing was wrong. And I think he would have a conscience about it, which is why he would settle with some of these women. But like I said, that animal lower chakra nature is so strong in him that he basically rationalized his dirt that he was doing. And people that have sex addictions, they will rationalize a lot of egregious behavior just so that they can get off. That sex addiction thing is serious. It's almost as bad as being addicted to drugs or alcohol. Yeah. So again, that Mars in Scorpio alone, that just says so much. And then his Mars in Scorpio is in trine to his Sun and Mercury and Pluto. So again, that gave him the ability to wield this influence over women. And that helped him to not get caught all these years. So the trines that he has from his Mars leading up to that Cancer stellium and the Mars sextile Moon and Neptune, that helped him to be able to carry out these dirty deeds without getting caught for so long. That quincunx too, that Uranus and Taurus quincunx North Node, that's him paying out those women. So when you say, Deshaun, I wonder how many times he got blackmailed over the years, I'm seeing that Uranus and part of that blackmail, or where he had to pay out just to shut people up. But see, Mike, guys like Bill, they can't just be satisfied with just jerking off, which lets you, that's why I keep saying there's something wrong with him up here. Because sexual deviants, if they could just get off by jerking off, they wouldn't be sexually, well, you could have a sexually deviant that gets off by jerking off to like horrible stuff. But he was the type of sexual deviant where masturbation alone wasn't going to satisfy his urges. So he actually had to act them out. And with his moon conjoined to Neptune, he was very much about fantasizing about women. So he would actually carry out those fantasies as evidenced by that Mars in sextile to his moon and Neptune. So his moon and Neptune deals with him fantasizing about women. And the fact that he had the sextile to Mars shows that he was able to act on his fantasies. He was able to actually carry it out without getting caught for many years. And another thing I wanted to say about this crazy Mars in Scorpio, awkward letter again, we're dealing with a sexual deviant. Sexual deviants can't just be satisfied with having sex with just their wives or even just their mistress. They need more. They need to go beyond even that. So always remember that Bill Cosby is a sexual deviant. If you remember that, then everything else makes sense about why he did what he did. There was another thing I wanted. Oh yeah, Mars and Scorpio. Mars and Scorpio, even Scorpio rising. Scorpio, people with dominant Scorpio energy, period, and the fact that he had that Pluto included in his Cancer stellium, that is a person that can wield tremendous influence over others, including people that they victimize. So there was some women that he victimized that would go back to him because he still would promise them work and stuff like that. And he promised that he was going to mentor them and help them and stuff like that. So that just shows you the power of Scorpio, where Scorpio, they could rape you and you still will go back. Not saying everybody is like that, but the person's influence can be so strong, that person wielding that Scorpio Plutonian energy will be so strong that the person knows going back to this rapist or this perpetrator is wrong, and they know they could get victimized again. But it's like, it's so, that power is so strong, it's like they're under a spell. And Scorpio does deal with spells. So does Pisces. But again, so always look at Scorpio energy like that. Dark side is Scorpio energy, but even light side is Scorpio energy. Very influential. So even if the person is not doing things directly, just by the person being themselves alone, just being who they are, on the strength of who they are, like Bill Cosby, and the fact that he has that Scorpio energy, that can cause women, some women, especially these ones that want to be a star and they want to make it big and all this stuff. And if you got to think about the type of women that want to be a star, they want to be very successful. If they're going to Bill Cosby, they might be in a very needy position, or they might even be desperate. So with that being said, they might continue to go back to him thinking, okay, well, maybe this is part of what happens. This is the casting couch or whatever. And by that time, they get so caught up in that Scorpio energy that they can't even think clearly until maybe it happens the third or fourth time. And maybe they talk to a girlfriend or their mother or something, and they say, what are you doing? You need to, leave that person alone. They're violating you. Sometimes it's like that because, again, Scorpio and Pluto, hey, Carrie, Scorpio and Pluto will take you down under. It will take you down under physically, but also literally. I mean, not literally, spiritually and psychologically. So when we're dealing with a dark-sided person that got heavy Scorpio energy, they can be very, very dangerous of a person, and they can be very influential in the worst way. So I just wanted to put that out there to explain why some of these women kept going back. And if you notice, anybody that got Scorpio energy, I know y'all have experience where exes will try to keep coming back into your life. People with Cancer energy too. But people with Scorpio energy, a lot of times you're going to have exes that keep trying to come back into your life. Again, it's because of that influence that you wielded over them. Or it could be vice versa. You'll try to keep on coming back into another person's life. Adrian said, I agree. I could do that, Rabina. Have that type of influence over people, and I have to be careful with that. Yes. Even when you don't mean to, you can wield a lot of influence. Mike said, Bill going to get pudding pops in prison. Gary said, oh my God, so fucking true. Tyreek said, the boldness and power is part of what makes that ability. Yes. And people are attracted to that power. People are drawn. And it's like when they see that power, someone that doesn't have that Scorpio energy, it's like the people that want the power, it's like they try to feed off of that Scorpio energy. All right, so let me get into some of Bill Cosby's transits that were going down on the day of his sentencing. So Jupiter was right on his Mars on the day of sentencing, and that basically is justice being served because Jupiter deals with law, deals with the courts. So that is basically his court date right there, the sentencing, all of that. And you can even look at that as him receiving his just desserts. Awkward Letter said, did he touch on his kids? Avery said, fight the power, y'all. Fight that. Deshaun said, yes, my ex kept trying to come back after 20 years. Scorpio. Yeah, that's that Scorpio. They will even come back from beyond the grave. Trust me. Let's see. If his birth time is correct, and I believe it is, that would have put Venus right on his ascendant, being handed down, a determination being reached that affects him personally, that even affects his physical body. Also, he had Pluto. Well, right now, Pluto is opposing his sun, but it's not exact. But it will be exact the next time, December 12th, 2018. So he has more of a shitstorm coming, you best believe. And that can actually be something that really impacts his health, perhaps his heart. Also, or maybe he might have a problem with stomach. He might have a bad stomach infection around that time, or even between now and then. And it makes sense him being a Cancer and him having to eat that nasty prison food. So that Pluto opposition sun he has, that is going to be very, I mean, the fact that he has that at the time that he went to prison, that's rough. That can actually take him out of here. If y'all know what I mean, that can actually cost him his life. Now, it has already hit up his chart exactly 2 times before. So the first time was February 5th of this year. The second time was July 14th of this year. And then a final time on December 12th of this year. So it will be really telling to see what goes on. But like I said, that Pluto opposition Sun transit, that can make someone very susceptible to infection, to illness, where I'm talking about like a life-threatening illness. But what that also means is that means that he's in state custody because Pluto's in Capricorn. And Pluto can deal with custody. So that points to him not even being able to be home because his sun is in Cancer, and Cancer deals with home. And also you can look at that Pluto opposition Sun as his free will being revoked. So he no longer has his free will. Gary said, hopes he dies. Dear Gary, stop, please. I'm trying to be good, Gary, please. Gary, you are such a bad influence on me, I swear. Wait a minute. I was looking at pictures that I was going to post for Bill Cosby for this live reading tonight. Right? For this live reading tonight. And already they're starting to clown him with his mugshot and stuff. So they had this one of this, and I was trying not to laugh, but I couldn't help it. They had this one mugshot, and they photoshopped these dreads on it. And they photoshopped some prison tats on his face. And I was like, God damn, they don't waste no time. So expect to see more of me. Now, I have to admit, when it comes to sensitive issues, I do tend to find humor in everything. But yeah, check out the memes. More memes are coming, y'all. Because oh Lord, I'm crying. Okay, see, Gary, you got me started. Why? Oh my God. All right. Okay, let me stop. All right, let me stop. Okay. Now we're going to be on a serious note. On a serious note, I think some of the reason why I'm laughing is because it's kind of like just desserts. Because honestly, I'm a victim of rape. So I really don't have much sympathy or sensitivity to sex offenders, to especially those who will gain your trust first and then rape you, which is what happened to me. So that's why I do kind of find it funny in a little bit, because it's like, okay, I've been there. I understand what these women went through, and I understand the psychological trauma that it puts you through, and I understand the mind fuck that it puts you through. And one thing I'll say, oh man, I was crying because I was laughing, not because I'm sad, but because it took me a long time to get over this. It took me years, and I was in denial for years. But anyway, one thing I will say is that there's a lot of people that be like, why didn't these women come forward? Why didn't they say this? Why didn't they go to the police? Why didn't they do this? Well, guess what? I didn't go to the police when it happened to me, because especially when you know the person. And I think a lot of people that have been raped by like through acquaintance rape, I think they can attest to this, that it's like when you know somebody and you put your trust in that person and then they violate you like that, going to the cops is not really the first thing on your mind, because your mind is so fucked up and blown. And like it's like you're not even in your right frame of mind at that point. And you don't know what to do, and you're feeling humiliated. You're feeling shame. You're feeling, you're blaming yourself, saying, what could I have done to prevent this? All this stuff. See, usually Quiet Scorpio is saying the same thing. She's saying, I didn't tell anyone. I healed myself. Exactly. A lot of people that get raped do not come forward and tell people that they've been raped, let alone go to the police. So with that being said, these people that are saying, well, why didn't these women come forward? Especially if they knew Bill Cosby already, especially if he was like this mentor figure to them. And especially if he's of this stature where, like, there was this one woman where she did go to, she went to a lawyer, and the lawyer basically laughed, and he was like, nobody's going to believe you. So with stuff like that, it's like a lot of people don't even want to go through the scrutiny once they've been through that trauma, and have to relive that trauma by telling the story and all that type of stuff, and be looked at like you're telling a lie and all that type of stuff. So a lot of people, and again, there's so much shame associated with being raped that a lot of people, you just want to get past it. You just want to block it out your mind. You don't want to deal with that mess ever again. And of course, if you got to take it to court and stuff, you're going to have to relive that trauma. You're going to have to tell, speak your testimony, and even all that, he might not even get convicted. So I say all that to say, never look at someone that has gotten raped and look at them because they didn't go to the police or whatever, like, oh, well, that means that your story is not true. Because a lot of people do not report rapes, men and women. Moonlight, somebody might have to take care of Moonlight, because I don't like it. Where's Lucky at? Siobhan, Lucky, Moonlight acting a fool up in here. Y'all might need to silence him, because he talking about black women pussy. Yeah, look at this, y'all. Y'all see this, Bets? I'm gonna let one of my mods handle this fool. Moonlight, you are so immature. I think it's past your bedtime. Yeah, where my mods at? All right, thank you. Thank you, Lucky. Yeah, this Moonlight fool. And he got a picture of Donald Trump. He got a thumbnail of Donald Trump as his avatar. But yeah, like I said, having to go through something like that personally, that's why I am kind of biased in this situation, because again, I've been through something like that. And when you're violated in that way, it's like, that's something that stays with you your whole life. And a lot of, it's just such a sensitive subject that you don't really want to talk about it after it happens. I mean, if you think about it, who wants to talk about that? Yeah, he popped in here real fast. He must just be checking all the live streams. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Love More. Oh, wow. You were 4. Usually quiet Scorpio. Hey, man, let me go back up. Read some of these comments. Somebody said, Karmic Life said, hey, now watch out with the Scorpio. Latasha said, Jupiter is Scorpio, facts. All right. Scorpio's in the building. Yay. I don't think his kids are part of his fetish. I pray not. I don't think so either. I think it's just grown women. But I think he does have a thing for teenage girls too. But not the ones who are pubescent, not the prepubescent ones, I don't think. But if they're like 16, 17, 18, I think he sees it as fair game. And there's some nasty men out there that believe that as long as a woman has her period, or not even a woman, a girl. So like, as long as a girl has her period, she basically is good to go. There's some men that really believe that. Michikio said, just told a Scorpio to find a woman who trusts him because I don't. Dark One said, but why do Scorpio men like to get their brains banged out in bed? All the single ladies say, oh. Lovemore said, that's some bullshit. Lovemore said, I am very picky with my men. Mike Adams said, Bill got top ramen commissary. Well, he gonna need all the top ramen and the tasty cakes and all types of stuff, all he could get. Lovemore said, maybe it's Mars and Libra. Oh, there's Gary's comment. That's the one that got me going. I swear, Gary, you do it to me every time. Gary said, everybody's thinking it. Lovemore said, they said someone already tried Bill Cosby in jail. Stop playing, Lovemore. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Bellatana said he might not die of old age. Mike Adams said, when Bill gets in general population, he's dead. Wait a minute. Okay, so let's talk about that. Do you think he's going to have juice in prison? Do you think just off of who he is, off of the strength of him being Bill Cosby, Do you think he's going to have juice in prison? Will he be able to get that respect? Or will they treat him just like any other inmate? Please, y'all chime in on this. I want to know. Hey, Special Needs Mama Bear. Hey, 1293. Let me know what y'all think about that. How do y'all think he's going to do in prison? Do you think he's going to be knocking dudes out, talking about phone check, nigga? Like, do you think he's going to be like that? Or do you think he's just going to be quiet, keep it to himself? You think he's going to be doing some stand-up to just pass his time? How's he going to get by being a strong cancer like that? He going to be taking people's commissary? Deshaun said, think about how many pretty girls Bill cast on Cosby Show, even as guests. Stacey, how about this? How about this? I don't know if anybody watches Lennon Honor. I'm going to write his name because I love the brother. Lennon and Aida Honor. Beautiful black family. But anyway, they be posting videos on YouTube and stuff. And Lennon Honor, he's a Scorpio. So you know Scorpios, they are very perceptive. So Lennon Honor put out a video about Bill Cosby, and he basically is of the sentiment that Bill Cosby brought this on himself, that Bill Cosby is a pervert, blah, 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 blah. But he basically said, go back and watch this Cosby Show episode where Sandra, remember Sandra, the oldest daughter on the show, where Sandra wanted to go to Paris. So it's called something Paris. Bon Voyage Paris or something like that. But anyway, he was like, watch the scene where Sandra is in the kitchen with Bill Cosby. And there's a scene where Sandra puts her arms around Bill Cosby and like she like leans in and is almost looking like she's about to kiss his neck, but she's talking to him. And yeah, Lisa Bonet, you know, first of all, Lisa Bonet, she probably put a spell on Bill Cosby back in the day. And she was probably like, oh, it's about time that spell started working. Just kidding. But anyway, Sandra was basically hugged up on Bill Cosby, but more so hugged up like a wife would be hugged up on her husband. And Leonard Honor was saying that that's very suspect. And he was saying that I wouldn't be surprised if Sandra and Bill Cosby had something going on beyond just being professional, having that professional relationship. So, yeah. And when I saw it, I went to see the clip myself and I was like, damn, they did look very close for comfort. So I wouldn't be surprised. And Bill Cosby has a penchant for either, you'll notice he has a certain type of woman that he really likes. So he either likes white women or women who are biracial. You'll notice that even Felicia Rashad, who played Claire Huxtable, I'm about to drop some more tea too. This isn't the tea, but I'm about to drop the tea in a minute. But Felicia Rashad, she's not even full black. She's half black, half Mexican. So even Felicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable, is biracial. And then did you know that when Bill Cosby, I'm glad I'm getting to this point because I wanted to say this other point after this. Did you know that when Bill Cosby was creating the idea for the Cosby Show, that he wanted Claire to be Hispanic? Like, I think he wanted her to be Dominican, and not the black Dominican, but, you know, I guess you would call that mestizo Dominican, or just, you know, the light variety of Dominican, or you could even say white Dominican, or it was Cuban or something. He didn't want a black woman. Okay, so she's Creole. I thought her father was Mexican, and I thought her mother was black. But I do know that they grew up in Texas, and did they spend time in Mexico? And I do know she's fluent. Anyway, it that told Bill, that said, no, you should have a black wife. Like, she should be black American. Because Bill was trying to have a woman that looked biracial or Hispanic or whatever like that. So another thing with the Cosby Show that people have to remember, because people want to give Bill Cosby so much credit for being America's favorite dad, and people want to give him so much credit for creating the Cosby Show. But let's not forget, he was basically, you could say he created the idea, but he didn't create all of those sitcoms and the plots and the morals of the stories and all that. He had a great team of writers behind him that were writing a lot of the material for the Cosby Show. So I say this because I feel that Bill Cosby gets too much credit for the Cosby Show in that respect, because there was some really good episodes on the Cosby Show. Like, I love the Cosby Show, and they really had some really good episodes. They really had some good stories that had morals to it. But don't ascribe that to Bill Cosby, because again, just like any sitcom, there's a team of writers. So he wasn't totally responsible for all of the material. He wasn't mainly responsible for all of the material. That was his writers. Same with any show. So like the Martin Lawrence show, everybody, gives Martin credit, but Martin had a whole circle of writers that were writing the material for that show. So it wasn't just Martin that made the Martin Lawrence show funny. It was his team of writers that made it funny. So more credit should be given to these writers of the Cosby Show than Bill Cosby, because again, if Bill Cosby was really playing himself, playing how he really gets down, he wouldn't have been the Heathcliff Huxtable that was portrayed on the Cosby Show. He would have been a low down, dirty OBGYN that was sexually violating his patients. Now, there are quite a few male OBGYNs that have been caught out there violating his patients. The writers made his big ears look funny. I'm done. Mike said Pam's breath smelled like trade smoke. But yeah, all them crazy jokes and the beady beat and them going back and forth and all that. Martin didn't write all that. He had a team of writers writing a lot of that stuff. Mike said Bill going to get shanked on the yard. Mike, who else we got up in here? Oh, so more transits. So I talked about his Pluto opposing his sun, and I said that that's a transit, especially considering his age, that could take him out of here. That could basically signal the end of his life. Now, I mentioned those 3 dates, but because Pluto moves so slow and it has such a strong influence, what is going to go down involving this transit most likely is not going to happen exactly on these dates when this transit becomes exact. So again, like I said, Pluto opposed his sun exactly on February 5th of this year, then again on July 14th, and then it will do it a final time on December 12th. Usually the final transit is going to wrap things up. It's going to bring all of that drama and all of the fiasco involving that transit to a close. He also has Neptune squaring his North Node, and that is the imprisonment aspect right there. So that is straight up him going to prison all day. Now, on the 25th, that transit was it was 1 degree orb away. But the interesting thing is, come December, when Pluto opposes his sun, that Neptune squaring his North Node will be only 27 minutes apart. It'll have already occurred. So with that being said, and then he also has transiting Chiron, squaring his Chiron. He has Pluto ancestry squared to his Venus. He got a lot of heavy transits that will be taking place between now and December, and also going into 2019. So when we're dealing with older person that has these heavy transits, especially if it's Pluto and Neptune, there's a good chance that they may not make it out alive. Now, what's interesting about this Neptune transit, that Neptune square North Node is echoing his Neptune square North Node aspect of his natal chart. So when you have, oh, thank you, Star Power Blue. Oh, thank you for the donation. So when you have an aspect like that, so again, just to reiterate, in Bill Cosby's natal chart, Neptune is squaring his North Node and South Node. So on the day that he was sentenced, Neptune is in square, transiting Neptune is in square to his nodes. So it's like his life is coming full circle, you might as well say. But this time around, he's being imprisoned. And that is a very classic aspect for imprisonment, because Neptune rules imprisonment, and the nodes deal with fated circumstances, destiny, also karma. So this shows that his karma was activated, karma that was already existing. It shows that it was activated during this time with that transit that echoes his natal aspect. Yes, Bill is blind in one eye, which is very telling. You know why? Because I believe that that's part of his karma. Matter of fact, I want to look and see if he has any asteroids or fixed stars that deals with his eyesight. That's very telling because okay, here it is. I do believe that that could be part of his karma, losing his eyesight, because he had that roving eye when it came to women. It was his eyes that got him into trouble in the first place. So it makes sense that he lost sight of one of his eyes. I mean, and also he has aged horribly. Let's keep it real. Bill Cosby has aged terribly, and I think that has a lot to do with his character as well. I strongly believe that people of unsavory character, a lot of times they may not age well. Somebody said, "So I don't believe." Oh my God! All right, let me go back. Then I'm gonna put his chart up against that Andrea Constance real quick. So yeah, basically with all the he also had transiting Uranus and sesame square to his Neptune. That right there deals with him being forced to surrender. Also, remember I said that transiting Jupiter was right on his Mars on the day of the sentencing. So you can look at the clip of him being walked out in handcuffs. Some of y'all might have seen it, but he has the handcuffs where he's like, it's joined at the hands and it has that chain. But that right there is a literal manifestation of that Jupiter on his Mars transit. So Jupiter conjoined to his Mars. You see him walking out with the handcuffs. That's basically the literal manifestation of that transit as well, along with the fact that that also dealt with the ruling. But the transit that pointed to him having to be forced to surrender on the spot, that dealt with transiting Uranus, forming a sesame square to his Neptune, because that transit was only 4 minutes away and it was separating, meaning it had just occurred like a day, like a few days before. So Uranus, sesame square, Neptune, that is where he was forced to surrender on the spot. Now, because it was Uranus like that, I would add, because also Mars in Aquarius was making a sesame square to his moon, I'm thinking that he was shocked at the sentencing. I think that he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't prepared to hear that he was going to be given 3 days. I think he literally thought he was going to walk. So the fact that he got the 3 years points to his points to transiting Mars in Aquarius, forming a sesame square with his moon, because that also deals with where he can't even go home. And that could deal with an upset in his family. Like a lot of his family members are upset. And what's Tracy Morgan's sign? I forget. Cicely Tyson has aged well. Oh, so let me put, Mike said Bill will be dead within a year. With the transits he got, I'm going to say that that's not too far-fetched, actually. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not really about predicting death. I will let you know if I see that there's potential where they could have like a life-threatening disease. Like I said, with that Pluto transit he has, like he could get a nasty infection at any time at this point, especially because he's in prison now. So that Pluto opposition sun that he's going through, that it could just be that it could be a nasty illness, a nasty infection that ends up really impacting his health and then basically destroys his Oh, awkward. You said the card said he'll be dead soon. Now you make me want to grab my cards and see myself, but I don't feel right about doing that. I'll say this. I'm gonna pull some cards to see how his first year in prison is going to be. Or should I do the first 3 months? Okay, I'm going to do how is he going to be from here on through the end of the year in prison. That's what I'm going to be looking at. You said, girl, grab your cards. Grab your cards if you love hip hop. I'm done. Okay, let's see. So, the first card I got is the Two of Cups. This right here makes me think of him having a bunkmate and him getting acquainted. Because remember, I said this reading is between now and the end of this year, dealing with how he's going to fare in prison. So this right here could deal with he's getting acquainted with his bunkmate, and maybe, you know, they're just bonding at this point. Bill got a boyfriend. This Two of Cups. Hey, this is a Cancer card. This is Cancer energy right here. So that really is telling with respect to him being a Cancer. She said he got a boyfriend. Oh my God. But he probably already is getting things. He's probably getting, okay, you could also look at this as him getting like a lot of sympathy. He might already be getting correspondence and things, but I don't know how that works in prison, how soon you get that. But now everything's electronic now, right? Some of y'all guys, y'all been locked down. Some of y'all, I know, don't it now where it's like everything's electronic via email now. If you want to talk to somebody that's locked down, like you could set up an email account. So maybe that's what he's doing right now. Setting up the email account. Maybe he got people already putting money on his books or whatever like that. Because that Two of Cups card is a card of sharing. A lot more said he's too ugly to be gay. I'm done. Okay. Here's the challenge. Challenge is the Tower, which is not good. This basically means that he is out of his comfort zone. He is in a bad way. He is feeling like he is in crisis. And this could be a card where basically the truth is out. Now, you know, the truth has been revealed. And now he is dealing with a serious blow to the ego. So look at this. This card often does produce a blow to the ego, or where, you know, the illusion has now been shattered, and now it's reality time. So this lets me know that he is not doing well at all. He's not. Oh, you can learn. I teach tarot. It's not just about damn, what was I going to say? Basically, with this Tower card, it's showing that he is not adjusting well. And again, just think about how it would be with someone. Mike, I'm gonna hurt you, Mike. Just think about how it would be with someone that is not just a Cancer, but they're 81 years old. So, to Bill Cosby's credit, in his defense, I can understand why he's having such a hard time, because he's a Cancer and his age, and because of his arrogance. He's a very arrogant man. So with this, again, you can look at it as your ego has been bruised. It has been basically torn asunder. And you can even look at it as like his whole life has been, now everything's falling apart. His whole life, everything he knew is basically gone. It's done. Oh, here it is. This is interesting. Justice. Here's the advice. So with this Justice, know what this tells me? And I see it also in his transits. And it already came out. He's going to be working hard on an appeal. And I think Camille already said that she plans on filing an appeal. So, yeah, this Justice shows that he's not done, which lets you know that he has no remorse for what he's done. Because if he's going to set about filing an appeal, then he has no remorse. And the funny thing was, earlier, I was like, you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if Bill didn't even do the whole 3 years. And that could be, yes, that's a Libra card, Tyreek. You said it won't work. But I wouldn't be surprised if something happened where that appeal went through and he didn't even have to do 3 years. Either that or he's dead in 3 years. Because intuitively, I just feel like he's not going to be in prison beyond. I feel like he might not even make it 3 years, but that could be because of an appeal, and it could deal with this justice card. But that definitely deals with him working with a legal team to file an appeal. So that is how he's going to make it through. That's how he's going to make it through in prison, by, meeting with his attorneys. That's going to keep him going. Him believing that he's going to get out before the 3 years. Two of Swords. Here's the outcome. And again, this is dealing with the end of this year. So that Two of Swords can mean that he's at a tense waiting period. So with this, it can mean that I'm feeling, because that Pluto opposition Sun can also mean that that's the time where he's going to file an appeal as well. So with the Two of Swords, it could be, okay, he's filed the appeal and now he's waiting for a response. So this could be a card, okay, where he's just, he's in a precarious position. It's also a card where it looks like he's going to be very much keeping to himself while he's locked down. I don't see him doing a lot of socializing at all. But with that Two of Cups, it does look like he'll probably get close to at least one in there, and it'll probably be his bunkmate. There's also a chance that he might be moved to prison. Well, there's some tarot readers that are purely intuitive, but I wouldn't recommend being a purely intuitive tarot reader unless you just are cold on a psychic tip. Like if you just are really good with being a psychic period, then you could read the cards intuitively. But I would always advise to get a firm foundation of the general interpretations and then build on top of that, because you definitely need to use your intuition when reading tarot. You got some people that believe that anybody can read tarot, and I don't believe that. I believe you definitely need to have a knack for it. I feel like you can develop a skill, but I believe to be like really good at it, it has to be within you already. Just because you'll see, like a lot of people will see that tarot's not for them because they will pick up tarot a few times and then they just won't pick it up ever again. But if you pick up tarot and then like you find that like those cards just resonate with you, and that you like, if you start picking up those cards every day, then you know that you're on to something. Like, you know that you're destined to read tarot. Like, if you can't help but to learn about tarot and read tarot and practice reading and all that, yes, I would start out with the Rider-Waite, because that is the most basic in terms of the images. Like, it's going to give you like those real classic images for your interpretations. So you said you're playing around with Amira's Love Oracle. So yeah, but yeah, I don't even think I have what it takes to do any super chat readings tonight. So I'm glad nobody posted any super chats, because I'm getting tired and I might even like close out in like 15 to 20 minutes. But what else do y'all think about this case? It's just, like I said, I never thought I would see the day that I would see Bill Cosby behind bars. But growing up, I didn't think I'd see the day either where he would be charged of raping women, like drugging them and raping them. So it's like, yeah, it's messed up, but that's life. Life is very strange like that, where people who portray a certain character can be the exact opposite of who they are. Yes, doing readings takes a lot of energy for it, and sometimes I'm just not. And I know that I'm not, because like I said, when I was trying to do the free readings earlier, when I was trying to record them, I found myself being kind of snarky with what I was saying, and I found myself being kind of like a little too raw with my delivery, and I was like, oh no. I was like, this is not the right time to be doing it. And actually, some of the requests that I got for the free readings, they are kind of outlandish. So I even found myself getting irritated with that, with some of the questions, because I'm like, okay, what the hell? Because some of them, I'm just like one is almost so unbelievable. that I started to do it, and I stopped myself in the middle of doing the video. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I was like, I'm not doing this today. I was like, I'm not. And I was like, this question. I was like, I just can't do it right now. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Tyreek. Thank you. Yeah, I got pretty lit myself. I was getting amped talking about Bill Cosby, but as you found out, I have a personal stake, not a personal stake, but I am a little bit biased because of my own experiences dealing with men that are predacious. Yeah, actually, maybe I should do. Avery, were you one of the ones who submitted the reading? One of the readings? So I got a request from Avery. If so, I could do yours now. Oh, no, you're saying November 8th. So the Avery I have was born on April 6th. So that's not the same Avery. She said do a mini tarot tutorial. Oh, man, I'm really too tired for that. You really try to put me to work. But I might do it one day. I might even do like a tarot tutorial workshop for one of the workshops. But I am glad that I went live because I was so close to not even going live. But I was like, I have to try to keep to my word because earlier this week, saying here, earlier this week, I posted on my Instagram that I would be going live on Friday to talk about the Bill Cosby sentencing. So I'm glad that I went ahead and did it because with me being a Sag and that Capricorn energy I have, I am liable to sometimes at the last minute just back out and be like, you know what, I ain't doing it. Minnie Ripperton, and you were born on the 8th. Interesting. She said you wanted me to go live Saturday. Your energy is thrown off. I'm sorry. Why did I pick tonight? I don't know. Maybe because the North Node's on my Saturn right now. I drew a card for Minnie Ripperton and the card said Karma. Oh. You know who her daughter is, right? Her daughter is a famous actress and comedian, Maya Rudolph. She played in that movie, Idiocracy. I love that movie. And that movie, Idiocracy, is coming true by the day. If y'all haven't seen that movie, see that movie because it basically lets you know how the future is going to be. But it's already unfolding because people are becoming dumber and dumber as we speak. Read your way out of poverty. What kind of drugs are you people on? Spells, I'm out. Why are you even in here, Miller's Perspective? You don't belong in here. This is not for you. Get the hell up out of here. Bye. Lucky, can you get rid of Miller's Perspective? On that Miller. Yeah, I'm like, why even be in here if this ain't your cup of tea? Get the hell up out of here. Roll. Thank you. Thank you, Siobhan. Oh no, these aren't transitional. These are prescription, and they have the gradient. They're by Lacoste. I always got to get tinted glasses ever since I used to work in corporate America back in the day, and they would have those bright ass fluorescent lights, and I noticed that they would give me headaches because I'm a type of person where I thrive in natural sunlight. So if I don't need to have a light on, I'm not going to have a light on. And when I would work at these jobs, they like to have the most brightest fluorescent lights on. So I used to get my glasses tinted, and then I became used to it. And I like it. I think it gives me character. I don't think enough people tint their glasses anymore, which is kind of sad. But back in the 70s and 80s, tint was the shit. Like a lot of people had tinted glasses. Now I'm like the only one of a few people aside from the elderly that have tinted glasses, but they work for me. I got this is like a bluish gray tint, and then I got a pink pair that has like this rose tint. Well, there's a purple pair with rose tint. Sometimes I wear those, but they're both prescription because my eyes are bad, and my eyes are getting even worse because this pair of glasses I have, they don't even work as well as they used to. So I know my eyes have gotten worse. Oh yeah. It helps too, because I live in Arizona. So these help, because they kind of double like sunglasses. So when I'm driving, instead of wearing sunglasses, I just wear these. And then I wear my other glasses when I'm driving at night, because these are too tinted to be driving at night. Say that, Rabina. I'm thinking Joe Pesci on Casino. What, did he have the tinted glasses? Yes, those are my infamous glasses from my Dark Side videos. Yeah. I love the heat. Actually, the heat can be a bit much, but see, it's a nice trade-off because it doesn't snow here. At least in Phoenix, it doesn't snow. So the summers are super hot. But if you can make it like a year here, like your first summer, if you could get through the first summer, you can make it. The winters are beautiful. I'm talking about 70-degree weather. Sometimes it's in the low 80s in December and January and February. Now it gets cold at night because it's the desert. So I know you've heard like in the desert, sometimes it's hot during the day, cold at night. So that's how the winter season is. You still need a jacket early in the morning and late at night. But during the day, you can walk around with shorts on, t-shirt. You know I love the heat. I love the heat. Yes. It actually makes me feel kind of sexy, more so than the cold. I don't like shivering. And that's another thing. I'm real sensitive to cold. And for me to be shivering. And now when I go back east and it's cold, I can't take it. I can't take the East Coast, period, when I go back. Like, as soon as I go back, I want to come back. Because another thing I noticed, and some people that have been on the West Coast and the East Coast before, you might know what I'm talking about. But people generally on the West Coast, they are nicer. In general, they are more helpful. And they don't have that. I was born and raised South Jersey, which is basically that you can include Philly, New York, all of that Northeast area. That is like the hustle and bustle area of this country. That is like dog eat dog. You got to be on your grind. You got to watch your back. I remember when I lived in Philly for 6 years before moving out to Arizona, it was like I turned into a serious bitch because it was like I had to be like that because there was so many people that was trying to get over on you. It rained a lot in Jersey and Pennsylvania. I couldn't stand it. So I don't miss the rain at all. But yeah. Oh, and when it rains in Phoenix, especially when I first moved here, it's going on. I first moved here in 2006. It was so funny because when I first moved here and the few times it would rain and I would be at work, people would literally get up out of their seats and go to the window to see it raining. That's how little it rains in the desert here. They would actually be looking outside like, oh my God, it's raining. And I'm like, y'all ain't used to the rain? Like, this is, it was crazy. But anyway, yeah, Northeast type of living, that mentality. People are just, a lot of people are mean over there, especially Philly. Philly got some mean ass people. And crackheads everywhere. So I remember, I got a funny story, and I got Sun conjoined to Neptune, which this is a perfect Sun conjoined to Neptune story. So my Sun is conjoined to Neptune. You know, Neptune rules feet, right? So my Sun being conjoined to Neptune, I just attract weird people anyway. So including guys that I might potentially date. Like there's always something wrong with them or whatever. So when I lived in Philly, there used to be this neighborhood. Yeah, Philly is dirty. That's why they used to call it Philadelphia. There used to be this neighborhood crackhead, old crackhead black dude. And at one point, I didn't have a car, so can I do your feet, please? He'd be like, your feet are so pretty. He was like, just once, can I do your feet? And I'd be like, oh my, but it was just so funny because this guy, he had to be like in his 50s or 60s. And he would just lose his mind whenever I would come and he would see me walking with some damn sandals on. And I would be like, damn, this old ass dude got a straight up foot fetish. But I ain't gonna lie, he was one of those cool ass crackheads. You know, people that lived in the hood before. Y'all know that y'all got the asshole, evil crackheads, but y'all got the cool ass crackheads that if you get into a bind or your car break down or so, you need something, they gonna break their back to help you or whatever like that. So I think one time he did help me with something, and I gave him a few dollars or something like that. But yeah, but if you ever live in the hood, especially like Philly or anywhere hood USA, you're gonna run into some crackheads. So yeah, and then I used to work in a homeless shelter and when I lived in Philly, and so it was very normal for me to, you know, interact with crackheads, all types of drug dealers. I mean, drug addicts. I even had a client that was a rape. Well, he was a rapist, but also a child molester because this bastard ended up molesting his own sister. This crazy ass white dude, he was my client. And when they assigned him to me, I was like, oh, hell no. Because we would always get their case before we actually sat them down so we could read their case and read what they were about and stuff. And they had already warned me about this dude. So he was a pudgy little white dude who was cross-eyed. So like Bill Cosby, this dude had some mental issues up here too that had made him have sexual deviant disorders too. So he did time in prison for raping his sister. So basically, I got him when he came out of prison, and he basically, because basically what my job as a case manager was, I would have to case manage these clients and help them get transitional housing or be put in a group home or whatever, because the shelter is only temporary, naturally. Who the hell put Rena's husband? That must be that same guy. Do y'all see this? Now that is creepy. You better get the hell up out of here with that nonsense. First of all, I don't have a husband. I don't want a husband. And if I did want a husband, you'd be the last man that I would consider. And I don't even know what the hell you look like. People are terrible. I'm like, what the hell? Somebody actually took the time to create an account that said Rabina. Actually, I'm kind of honored. Does that mean I officially made it? That's crazy. That was probably the same dude that. Please, yeah, that is not my husband. I am not married, and I don't plan on getting married ever. So if somebody starts talking about they're my husband, you know they're lying. Yeah, that was crazy. Now I forgot what I was even talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about the dude that raped his sister and all that stuff. So that very much deals with my sun conjoined to Neptune too. Me basically being a case manager of people that had mental health issues, drug addiction, all that stuff. There's other things in my chart to point to that too. Oh, Felitator said you got that effect on people. Oh, I got another story too. I got some stories when I used to work in the homeless shelter. So there was a time where I used to put on group meetings for some of the homeless shelter guys. And I worked in the shelter that was all men. And when I tell you, walking into work every morning was like having to walk through some like savage wolves or, you know, just animals. Because the homeless men, they would be all outside, just hanging outside. So here I come walking on. They would do that to all the chicks. Ooh, let me get your number. Ooh, who da 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 da. And then some of them, they already knew me and stuff. So and then, you know, some of them, naturally, they had a crush on me. No, let me stop. But no, they did, of course. You know, a lot of dudes, you know, these are dudes that just got out of prison and stuff like that. But I ended up having some ones that I got really tight with. And I had a few die on me. But anyway, I used to do these groups. where I would basically hold these groups, and I would allow the men to share their stories and stuff and share their progress in shelter. So one time this old head got up and he started telling a story about, yeah, Miller evolved into my husband. He started telling this story about how back in the late 60s and 70s, when him and his boys, they had like a little gang, but it wasn't a typical gang. It was a sex gang. And when he told me this, I couldn't believe it. But this lets you know that, this sexual deviance has been going on for a long time. It's not just these new millennials or these millennials that are weird and perverted. But anyway, this dude said that when he was a teenager, him and his boys would, go riding around looking for weak men to rape. And they would jump the dude and rape him. And I'm sitting here like, are you serious? I was like, and he said it like it was nothing. This guy was doing this in Philly. So this was back in Philly when this was happening. But yeah, I didn't even know some dudes got down like that. And he actually said, hey, Salacious, he actually said, he was like, but we're not gay. He was like, we just like raping dudes, but we weren't gay. I was like, what? On what world? So yeah, I came across some crazy ass dudes that were in the shelter system. And truth be told, a lot of those dudes that are in shelter, they're in there because they want to be in there. I noticed because I dealt with them up close and personal. The ones that don't want to be in shelter, they will get a job and they will do what they have to do. They will get clean. No, I don't have no 12th house placements, thank God. That's how I'm able to do what I do. It's like, let me, I'm just like, no, I don't have no 12th house placements, thank God. My life would be much worse. But what I was saying is, what was I saying? Oh yeah, what I'm saying is sometimes, don't feel sorry for all homeless people, because you got plenty of homeless people that have plenty of chances to get right, to get on their feet. Because when I was working in a homeless shelter, we provided so many services for them that if somebody really wanted to get help, really wanted to get on their feet and get a place to live, we had those services, we had those resources to help them. But some of them were just basically content to be a drain upon the system. We had dudes that, if they wanted to get somewhere and it was only like 2 blocks up the street, they would still be coming in our office asking for bus tokens, and then be like pitching a fit when we would say, no, it's in walking distance. So a lot of these dudes that are in the shelters, they're there because they want to be there. And it's like, we would always call those type of people revolving doors, because they would leave shelter and get right back, come right back in, leave shelter and then come right back in. Oh my God. Y'all didn't get rid of this Rabina's husband? Yeah, some of them choose to be homeless just to not have a responsibility. And some of them, they get used to that shelter life just like they got used to prison life. And just like prison is 3 hots and a cot, that's how it is in the shelter. So dudes that just got out of prison that end up in shelter, and the ones that are used to being in prison, they can spend years in shelter being in and out, because the thing is, we don't allow them to just stay indefinitely, but they can leave and then come back and all that type of stuff. So it's just crazy. Oh no, I ain't no 12th house son. Thank God. Lucky said, calm down, love. Sun conjunct Venus, that can be a blessing, but it can be a curse. It could be a blessing in that it is good for artistic expression. It can be cosmetology, but it can also make you drawn to counseling. It can even make you drawn to the field of law. So just think about the professions that Venus rules. However, that can also make you too dependent upon others for your happiness. That's Sun conjunct Venus. It can also make you act like a prima donna at times. It can also make you act like a diva. It can mean that you're spoiled, very picky, very choosy. You can even be touchy. Like, it doesn't take much to make you like get all like, ugh. So yeah, that Sun conjunct Venus, sometimes you could be a little bit too pampered. You may not want to work hard for things. My oldest daughter got Sun conjoined to Venus. I know all about you. Stay in the mirror. You said she's codependent with that Pisces moon. But I like Sun conjoined to Venus because it's really good for artistic expression. Very good for that. Joined to Venus people, they just like the women and the gay men, the ones that like to wear makeup and stuff, they're just naturals at makeup. They're naturals at doing their own hair and stuff like that. You could say the same about somebody with Venus and Libra too. So like they just might, you know, be a natural when it comes to applying makeup, when it comes to doing their hair. Like they could do their hair, make it look like they just stepped out of the salon, that type of stuff. Bill Cosby. You can relate salacious to what I said about Sun conjunct Venus. You said my daughter all about them edges. Yes, yes. The hair has to be done. It has to be, yes, it has to be looking right. Interesting thing about Cancer men. My dad, who has a Cancer moon and he's a Cancer rising, but he's an Aquarius. And I feel like it's a combination of both of this. My dad, growing up, he did not tolerate, like he had 4 daughters, including me. He did not tolerate us being up with our hair undone. He was like, oh no, like he didn't tolerate us being at home just wearing pajamas either. Like if we were up, we had to get dressed and all that stuff, which is why I probably, like, if I don't go nowhere all day, a lot of times I'll spend the whole day in my pajamas. So, or I'll say my house clothes. Because growing up, my dad was like that. Like he was like, oh, if you up, your hair need to be done, you need to be dressed, blah, 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 blah. Like he was the type of dad where you didn't walk out the house with your hair undone. And he was the type of dad that would, you know, if you needed money to get your hair done, like he was just like that. Like he understood that's what women needed. So he didn't mind, you know, giving my mom money to get her hair done. Him for a minute. And he would be giving her money every week to get her hair done. Siobhan, your dad's an Aquarius. Is he like that with women's hair? Like he really wants to see a woman with her hair done? But again, I feel like it's a combination of my dad having that Cancer energy because his Cancer moon, Cancer rising, and then he also is an Aquarius. Oh, he's like that too? Yeah. That's one thing about my dad. My dad would take care of his women. I have Venus in Capricorn according to some Vedic astrologer, and my natal chart transits Venus. It's supposed to be illuminating my chart in October and December of this year. Yes, you got to look good in front of others. Yeah, and that's one thing about my dad too. My dad, he was never the type to go out the house looking bummy or anything like that. My dad's birthday is February 1st. He always looked presentable, and he always made sure we looked presentable. But I do remember one time, I think my mom was spending the weekend with my grandma, and my dad was just left to watch us. And I remember he tried to do our hair. That was a mess. But he tried. He really did. And that's very much an Aquarian dad, but also a dad that could be a Cancer too, where they will do their daughter's hair if there's no one around to do their daughter. So your mom is January 29th. You said air sign dad stay cheating. My dad wasn't a cheater though, not that I know of. But I'm almost certain he didn't cheat. But a big part of that was the church. My dad was very much into the church. Jay said my dad is Aquarius. He would be happy for us to take pride in ourselves, but never judging. Did he do asking me about the hair? Or you asking someone else? Lysandra, I could definitely relate because my mom's an Aquarius too. So I got 2 Aquarian parents. So you can imagine how I grew up. But it's interesting because 2 Aquarian parents produce an astrologer. And Aquarius is the sign of astrology. So you can credit my parents for them producing the realist astrologer. Even though both of my parents weren't into astrology like that growing up, I was introduced to astrology from an early age, but it's not like my mom was this. My mom is one of my biggest supporters, and she's she was one of my first clients. So I really appreciate my mom for that. My dad, not so much, because he's religious, so he really don't get down with what I do, but it's all good. That is very true, Jules. Check the asteroid Urania. Also, there's some fixed stars that are very good for astrology too, like A Crux. Yes, that's very true, Nick. You're attracted to older women. That's because you're Venus in Capricorn. Very true. Yep. And because you're a 4 Aquarius, that means that you're just naturally inclined to be in unconventional relationships. So, like being with someone who's like 20 years older than you, maybe not that much, but maybe 15 to 10 years older, that could definitely be something for you. Teresa, I remember one of his mistresses. Are you talking about your dad? I'm gonna have to scroll. Gave me a toy as a gift once. Oh, you talking about your dad being a cheater? You said my dad's a Libra. His birthday was 2 days ago. He would literally bring me to his side chick's house where he would cheat. Oh my God. I'm not surprised though, being that he's a Libra. That's how Libras get themselves into trouble. Awkward letter said, I have Venus opposite Saturn. Shouldn't I really be getting a sugar daddy, huh? Yes, you very well could. With that hookup, yes. A lot of times, money will be a big factor in your relationships with that Venus opposition Saturn. So it's either you're going to be using men or they're going to be using you. So which one is it going to be? I'd rather it be the former. Or I shouldn't say using, but it could be using, it could be exploitation, it could be opportunism with that Venus opposition Saturn. But it can also deal with you basically getting with someone that is very well to do, and that helps to improve your status. And the person could be much older than you too. Tyrese said he stayed with my mom for 17 years and never married. Now he's married to an Aries. Wow, I wonder how that's working out for him. How's that working out for him, Tyrese? I bet you he's not happy. Especially because it's like his play days are over, basically. Latasha said, my Leo daddy had sent me home from school for having too much perfume. Poor guy. Oh, wow. Yeah, Leo fathers don't play. They definitely have to be the boss. Love said, yeah, I heard Aquarius energy isn't good at being a parent. Well, I'll say that they're just not that nurturing and they're not that emotionally sensitive. Like both of my Aquarian parents had the mentality of, and this deals with them being from the old school too. But oh shit, Moonlight is back. Moonlight, grow up. What are you, 12? Anyway, damn, you made me forget what I was gonna say. I love how creative you are with these trolling comments. Wow, we dealing with someone that is sick and twisted. But I forget, what was I saying about Aquarius? Oh yeah, I was saying I had old school parents, and then add to the fact that they're Aquarius. Isn't that baby sick? Yes, sick. Poor thing. Probably didn't have his meds this today yet. Oh yeah, they had the mentality of like when me and my sisters became 18, it was time to roll. They was like, they basically expected us to be on our own. Told you, Moonlight, yeah, he's really trolling. He got the Trump. He wants to see the armpit now. He's just trying to come up with anything. You can't get more creative than that, Moonlight. Oh, come on. Entertain me. While I'm waiting for somebody to block your ass on yourself, because that means you're from the UK. Dirty Brit. So let me stop. I'm not saying that about everybody from the UK. I'm just saying him. Deport this nigga. Awkward said my dad's mom has Taurus sun, Sag moon, and my mom's mom has Sag sun, Taurus moon. Hey, NYC Black. You said my mom is an Aries and is very religious, often made me afraid of astrology, but I am so drawn to a Gemini sun, Aquarius moon. That's that Aquarius moon, all right. Dark One said, funny, my pops is a Cap sun, Leo moon. He was hard on my ass. My mom was a Virgo Cancer moon. She was there for me, so though crazy. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, Jules. But yeah, we've had, I don't know if that's the same. So Moonlight is different from the Miller dude, the one that, and then the Rabina's husband. I don't know if these are all three different people, but, and we're going on. I think I might, so I think I probably got like about 10 minutes left before I log off because I'm getting kind of sleepy. Oh, so they're all the same people? So Awkward says, I have Mars and Scorpio conjunct Libra North Node in the 6th house. Is my life purpose to have sex every day? Not necessarily, but that could deal with where a lot of your relationships are going to be mainly about sex and where everything else may become secondary. He got 101 accounts. Potent troll spray. CV said, I hate to generalize, but Brits are weird. And one thing I noticed about the replay won't even play in its entirety until a few hours after it's already been streamed. Because sometimes I'll go back and check the replay and then it'll start like an hour into it. So if anybody missed the beginning part, you might have to wait until hey, weird is the new black. So you might have to, especially with Uranus and Taurus, you might have to wait a few hours, or you might just want to wait till the next day, which is the next day already for some of y'all, before. Aspects in a chart make someone look much younger than their age. Strong Mercury contacts, especially if Mercury is on the ascendant, or if Mercury is in positive aspect to the ascendant, like Mercury trine ascendant. They could also have Virgo rising, which can make them very young looking. So Mercury and Virgo in particular can produce a very young looking person, but Gemini energy as well can produce a very youthful, young looking person as well. Tyree says, speaking of Britain, I gotta hop on Doctor Who again. Wait. Somebody said something about Brits and their teeth. Brits have round, close-set eyes and long teeth. Oh my God. I was hoping somebody didn't mention the teeth, because that's the one thing I noticed about their teeth. They have some of the worst teeth of people on this planet. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something in the water, but they have some terrible teeth. So remember the Austin Powers movies? If you notice, he's playing a Brit, and if you notice, his teeth are messed up in those movies, and that's why. That's been a long-running joke with the Brits. Cherry Love, that's interesting. You said that. Are you talking about like that Andrea Constant in particular? How she does look rather manly, but she didn't always look like that. She looked much more feminine when she was younger, but I do see what you're saying. Like now, she looks very manly. Now, I have her chart, so I could talk about what in her chart makes her look like that. Number one, she got Aries stellium, and to add insult to injury, she has Mars conjoined to Jupiter in Aquarius. That right there is a conjunction of an androgyne, somebody that looks very androgynous, someone that can even pass for the opposite sex. And then add into the fact that her Saturn in Aries, and then that deals with her athleticism though, playing basketball. But what really makes her look very manly is that Mars conjoins to Jupiter in Aquarius. He's a Q dog? I didn't know that. I need some more lipstick. And I need one of those Mentos. If I eat another Mento, if I look like I'm chewing like a cow, please forgive me, but eating another Mento will keep me going a little bit longer. Remember those commercials, Mentos, the fresh maker? I got 2 left. And those Mentos commercials, they look like they were, they look like they were from Europe, but they were made in America. They'd be like, Mentos, the fresh maker. Mentos to the, what's the song? Mentos to the Mentos to the far life. It was a song that I used to like. I got these at my local supermarket, and they are so good. These are better than Starburst. They're better than Now and Laters. I know. I haven't had these in years. See what I mean? Now I'm all drooling. It's so chewy. Okay. God damn, that's good. I just had a nasty thought. Oh man, that's my Mars and Gemini, y'all. Y'all want to know what I was just thinking? That is my Mars and Gemini. Well, it's been quite a while. I'll just say this. With my Mars and Gemini, oh, stop. You said I did have a dude that said he wanted to eat Mentos out of my ass. See, you know where I'm going with this, Gary. Because with this, I was like, oh my God, it's just making my mouth so juicy. I was like, this would go perfect with me doing, you know what, to a dude. So, ladies, men, Gary, if you want to perfect your head skills, chew on a goddamn Mentos, because it's just like, oh my God, and then it's sweet at the same time. My God. I could just imagine. He would be one happy dude. Matter of fact, where's my ex at? It's like, let me stop. I don't know why I thought about that, but again, see, that's my Mars and Gemini. I can have a dirty mind at times. Yes, try it. When I tell you, it made so much. It made my mouth so juicy. I'm like, yo, try it with vodka. Be cold on that dick, then warm up. Drives them crazy. Are you serious? Oh, wow. Lucky said, I used to eat a bag full of Mentos in middle school. Yes, I'm getting frisky, which lets you know it's getting late. I don't play any instruments, but I did buy an acoustic guitar back when I was in college, and I was going to teach myself. I did try to teach myself how to play guitar, but I ran into some money issues. I had to pay, I had to pay my car insurance one day, and I had to hawk my guitar for money. So that was the end of my acoustic guitar career. But I've always been in love with music. So, okay. So you're Mars and Gemini, you play the guitar. So that explains why I was drawn to the guitar. Nice. So I just learned something new tonight because I didn't associate Mars and Gemini with guitar playing, but it makes a lot of sense. They have Jolly Rancher flavored lube. Ooh, have you tried that, Gary? Adrian said, no, Rabina, try it with some grapes. I've never tried it with grapes. Now, NYC is saying, no, try it with, wait a minute, everybody's giving me tips now. Hold on. What did NYC say? And it's a damn shame because I don't have nobody to try these tricks on. No, try peanut butter and smear it on the meat between your purse and butt. What? I don't think I would like that. That's too sticky. I'm not into like honey. I'm not into like whipped cream and stuff. But I do like to play around with candy and sex. I'll say that. Why? I don't know. I guess it's that Mars and Gemini, but I like to play around with candy and sex. Try it with grapefruit. What are you thinking about that Girls Trip movie? Lucky said, y'all nasty. Well, my North Node's in Scorpio, so I'm really learning. Ew, yeast infection, yuck. You said my Mars and Gemini is not on tonight. You said that's why my ex keep coming back, because of those grapes? Are you so you be busting the grapes while they're in your mouth? I get it. I get it. I think I'm feeling you on that. Oh, I like that idea, Adrian. Thank you. I'm gonna keep that to make a mental note for when I get lucky. The next time I get lucky, who knows when that's going to be? Matter of fact, I'm about to do a reading for myself to see, because I did a reading already to see if I was going to get some this year, and I think the card said no, which is pretty sad. But when you get to be my age, it can get like that if you just don't have nobody on hand. Plus, I don't go out. Like, if I went out and stuff, it's not like I can't get a man. It's not like that. I don't go out. I'm not on any online dating sites because they freak me out now after I've been on a few. When did you accidentally bite his balls? Doing what? Gary said, I had a dude eat my cupcake up my booty hole and it wasn't that bad. Wait a minute. Cupcake? How did it stay together? Well, it had to be all crumbs by the time he got it out of there. So all he had was, did he have some milk to go along with the crumbs? The booty crumbs? Who's Sniper Wolf? Right? Maybe I should have took Moonlight up on that offer, but I'm not into shit play like he is. You know what? I'm ready to get some of that USDA. I really am. Because I'm a bit hungry right about now. Oh, chewing the grapes and the balls. You might bite his balls bleeding. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not too crazy about putting my mouth on balls unless I really love you like that. A lot of times, balls just get in the way. You say y'all got my Mars and Aquarius taking the... Well, you got Mars and Aquarius. I know you're a stone cold freak, Siobhan. Unless you're projecting that energy onto the dudes that you get with. I never played with Cookie, though. Rub his perineum. Sucking on the balls, make them love you. Here. It'd be all lit, all this stuff all day. And it's like, I'm just playing. But honestly, when I was young, like a teenager, because, you know, some of us, we become more sexually mature than others. So I became pretty sexually mature at an early age because I'm a Sag, Capricorn moon rising. So I remember being a teenager because I had a boyfriend, and I remember I would study his dick and balls, and I would be so amazed, especially at his balls, because I would see them moving. Women, have y'all ever been amazed at that, where y'all just staring down at your dude's balls and you see them moving on their own? Because basically that deals with them, like, because their balls move to regulate that temperature. Have y'all seen that? Please, somebody tell me y'all watch that too. I mean, I would be just staring, just fascinated, like, look at that. Yes, like, look at them go. Oh my God, they're getting tighter. Yeah. Oh my God, look at that. Like, that's how I would be like, ah. Yes, they do, awkward. Yes, they do. And you know why? Again, it's for regulation of temperature. So if their balls get too hot, hey, Pisces moon, if their balls get too hot, the sperm will start dying. So their balls have a natural temperature regulator in there. So whenever their balls get too hot, the balls will droop. When they're outside and it's cold, the balls will shrink up because balls that are too cold ain't good for the sperm either. So the balls will get closer to a man's body when he's outside in the cold. Right, Tyreek? Come on now. I know your balls shrink when it's cold. You said they swing. So you got them long swinging balls that be slapping you in the, that be slapping the girl in the ass when you be hit. Sometimes they could be too long. Cherry said, I can't with my OCDs. I got too many of them. The older I get, the more OCDs I get. Virgo. Yes, Deshaun. So you've seen them shrink up too? Yes. You said we can't move them shits like a cattail. Tyreek, please tell me, because I don't think I've ever asked a guy, can you feel them moving? Like if you go outside, let's say it's real cold, and you go outside, can you feel them moving up closer to your body, or you don't feel that? Like, I'm dying to know. How does that work? So, Gary, yeah. So, Gary, you can feel them moving. Is that why dudes are always adjusting their balls? Or is it because the balls just get in the way sometimes? Will I be buying Sarah Free's dildo in February? I gotta research that. What's that about? Let me know what's that about. Love more. Lucky said his balls are moving now. Like, are they moving because they're too hot or because they're too cold? I love that term, balls to the wall. Lucky, are they too warm right now or are they too cold? Like, why are they moving? Do your balls hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Jules said my ovaries shrink in the cold. With us females, we can feel our nipples get hard when it's cold. Hell yeah. Sometimes it don't take hardly anything for your nipples to get hard. And you can have on a heavy duty bra and those nipples are still poking through sometimes. All right, let me see. Lysandra said, this is so funny because me and my husband were talking about balls yesterday too. Interesting. Now, NYC Black Honey said, it's crazy because when my son was in diapers, when I would open the pamper to change him, his balls would shrink. It's pretty spooky. Yeah, it is. Raphael said, more if you jump in cold water, they go all the way up to your stomach. You feel them go up. Ooh, really? Oh my God. Tyrese said, your body do it automatically. You don't control it. It's like pupil dilation. Salacious said, I see certain men and my nipples get hard. Ooh. My spine stiffens when I get cold. I had spinal surgery and got nails put in them. Oh my God, poor baby. I'm sorry to hear that. Siobhan, I don't think I've seen. No, I have seen gray hair on balls. I have. I swear my ex had a few. He definitely had gray chest hair. I think I had seen the gray ball hair too. Gary, you like nipple play. I notice a lot of gay men are into nipple play. Gary, I've seen, because I follow all types of blogs on Tumblr, let me tell you. So I follow a couple of gay blogs. So I've seen a lot of gay men be into that nipple play where they will even get those nipple clamps and make their nipples. Why am I squeezing my nipples right now? They will get those. They do something to make their nipples look even bigger than what they already are. Love more. You already know about Tumblr, right? Tumblr is something. Tumblr is just crazy. A buried penis. What's a buried penis? Is that one that's real small that you can't see? God, I learned so much. You should have saw some of the stuff I saw today. I was clutching my imaginary pearls like, oh my God, am I really just seeing this? Yeah, sometimes I'd be wondering about these Tumblr people. Salacious said, you ever been given head and have him grab your hands and put them on their nipples? I'd be like, oh, you like that shit? I think I have had a guy make me play with his nipples before. How do we even get on the subject of sex? Is this Bill Cosby's doing? Do you see what happens when we get into the chart of somebody that's all sexed out, a crazy sex demon? We start talking about sex. Lucky said my Tumblr was legendary. Love Moore said I had to leave Tumblr because of the furry play. Oh my God. Now that's what I don't see. I don't see furries on my Tumblr. Thank God. Tyreek said, Love Moore, you look like you be on Tumblr. What's that mean, Tyreek? Nick said, I don't ejaculate the semen out of my body because it lowers my testosterone levels. So you're one of those dudes. Are you into sex magic, Nick? Because that's what they be doing in sex magic. They want to come to an orgasm without ejaculating or whatever. Like they're into that sperm retention, because I have heard that the more a man ejaculates, especially if he's not ejaculating with a purpose, like he's not ejaculating in a wife, he's basically losing a lot of his vitality. He's losing a lot of his vital energy, which is why men shouldn't be hoes, just like women shouldn't be hoes. Love Moore said that's called edgy, Rabina. So you got that edgy look. But yeah, semen retention. Okay. So have you ever been able to accomplish that? Orgasm without ejaculating? And I would think that would make you feel like you're about to go crazy. Raphael's on the no fap diet. How's that working out for you? Have you relapsed yet? Siobhan, you lose your essence. Yes. So a man that spills his seed too much, he could lose his vital essence. He could lose his vitality. Basically, he could be just as debilitated as a woman. Tyreek said semen tastes different based on diet. Well, I wouldn't know that because I don't do such things like that. I wouldn't know about that. Nick said, yeah, I'm on no fat. Salacious said, I may be a succubus because you going to give me that life force if I'm down there. Damn, you have no choice. I want all that shit in me. God damn. Bellatina said, is it just a different way of getting off, I guess? Yep, my husband always tastes like B. Wait a minute, tastes like, oh, beer. Wow. I hope you like the taste of beer, Lysandra. I really do. You know what I like? I don't like beer at all. But I love, I do, Tyreek. I do. But I don't like beer, but I love the smell. And to me, it's just, I guess to me, it's like manly. But yeah, the taste and smell of beer on a man's breath is just, it's heavenly to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's my Aries energy. Yes, the sex magic is some of the concepts. So wait a minute, Lysandra, did you say that you like the taste of beer? You said it's like taking a shot. Ah, well, at least it's not sour. Because some dudes could be like straight up bitter and sour. Because I had an ex, and when he would be in the most funkiest moods, that's when his would like turn real sour tasting. Oh, hell yeah, Tyreek. Hell yeah. You be all in another dimension, and it be prolonged. Like the sessions just seem like it just lasts and lasts and lasts. Yes. And like they just be feeling so connected. Yes. No, cigarettes, no. But beer on a man's breath, yes, I like. But I don't mind the smell of cigarettes. Like if a dude is smoking a cigarette around me, I'm not one of those type of chicks that be like, oh. And I'm not one of those type of chicks that be like, I can't deal with you because you smoke cigarettes. I'm not like uptight like that. Like for some people, that's like a deal breaker. Like I can't deal with y'all. You like nowadays people treat cigarettes like it's crack. Lovemore said, I don't believe in sleeping with anybody because of the soul swapping. I'm a Scorpio, so the sex is the high for me. Better be smoking kush only. Love more. Wow, that's on another level, Siobhan. Let me see. Siobhan said, I had spirits try to have sex with me all my life. I believe it because I've had an experience like that. So I definitely believe in succubi and incubi. So Siobhan, like, are you still experiencing that where spirits will still come to you? Adrian said, for me, getting a man off gives me a sense of power. That's why I love sex, because a man for me is vulnerable at that time and I can have my way with them. Yes, I do like that power. I also like when, they start moaning and stuff. Oh my goodness. Nick said, when you have sex with a woman, you carry her demons. Well, I believe there's some truth to that. Some ways, well, I'll say this. I always say that prostitutes, a lot of old prostitutes are crazy because they done had so many dicks up in them. That's why a lot of them are walking around crazy. It's not just the drugs they've been on all their life. It's all them dicks they've been riding a cop carousel all their life. NYC Black said, I've experienced a spirit trying to jump in my body when I was pregnant with my firstborn. My body couldn't move. Oh, wow. I believe it. Siobhan said, it was trying to suck my breath out. Felt like convulsions. For real, Jules? Too many dicks up in you. After a while, I really feel like it can make you lose your mind. Same with like those porn stars after a while. You notice they stop doing porn before their body starts breaking down, and it's because it's too much on their psyche after a while, or they done got so many damn STDs that they're tired. Sex with a Taurus is really good too. Ooh, Jules, stop playing. But yeah, I already know you got that with you because with that Scorpio energy. I said that in my Dark Side of Scorpio video, I think, about the squirting. Salacia said, do they be fine spirits, big and corporeal dick, or no? Love said, I tend to be sexually attracted to Taurian men, but never attracted to them. Mars and Taurus type of sex, it's like very direct, very like, it's like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it all the way. Oh, so you only have Uranus in Scorpio. Then I must got you confused with love more. But that Uranus in Scorpio, depending on where it is in your chart, that could definitely do it. Hazel said, my daughter's dad is a Taurus. I'm a Cancer. Sex is good, but we can't get along for shit. Mars and Cap is boring. The metaphysics of sex. You exchange energy and everybody energy ain't good. That's why they be fucked up. Yup. Dylan. So Dylan, what turns you on, Dylan? Let's hear from you, because you said something. Wait a minute, you asked something earlier. You said Flash. You said who is porn? Did you mean who is in the porn? You said I walk funny too. Who is porn? What? You feel like Capricorn is the least talked about sign of the zodiac. It makes sense because Capricorn rules silence. So maybe that's why. Now, Adrian said, now when two Scorpios come together, it is off the hook. I got a crazy story about a Scorpio that I was with, but I'll keep that to myself. It makes sense because Capricorn, a lot of times, they don't even want to be noticed. Salacious, don't tempt me, Salacious. She said, "Girl, you better best feel." Oh my God, I can't tell this story. It's embarrassing. Actually, it's not embarrassing with all these young people nowadays what they're into, but I'll just say this: this Scorpio dude. What's the best way I could say it? I can't even say it without spilling the tea. I can't even say it. Stop, y'all. No, I ain't doing it. I might tell you in privacy. But yeah, that I'll just say that definitely made me look at Scorpios in another light. I'll say that. Lucky says spill the tea. I can't. Are you asking me? No, thank God. No. Siobhan said I was with a Scorpio with the smallest penis known to man. That's when I knew all are not the same. Damn. See, I've never been with a real small guy. I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what I would say. Compared to what's going on nowadays, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that nasty. But I'll just say I wasn't ready for it. Adrian said it's almost become a competitive sport when me and this other Scorpio guy got together. Nope. No. See, now y'all making me say it because I don't want y'all thinking it works. I'm like, it ain't even that bad. No. No. Y'all want me to say it? No, it wasn't that. I'm gonna just let y'all guess. And if somebody guess it, I'll say it. No, I don't play that. I don't peg men. No, nothing dealing with shit. Hell no. Hell no. No. Okay, Love More. Love More guessed it. She guessed it. If y'all can catch that. Okay, so to make the long story short, when we were getting down, when we were getting busy, he basically wanted me to do the shower thing, the golden shower. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't do that. And he kept begging me. And I was just like, no. And this was like right while he was in his bed. And I was like, so like, I even said, I was like, but I'm in your bed. I was like, that's not, it was just weird. It was just really, and I was fairly young at the time. So I was totally not ready for that. But I didn't tell you the rest of the story. So, so I agreed. When he kept begging me, I was like, okay. I was like, I'll do it, but I was like, I'll do it in the shower because I was like, I'm not trying to mess up your bed like that. So we get in the shower, and before I could even do it, he pees on me. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's why I was embarrassed because I was like, he basically that's some Scorpio shit all day though. I was like, wow, yeah. So he got me good with that. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh hell no. But thank God we were in the shower because I could quickly wash it off. But yeah, I was like, Sandra said, fuck it. That's kind of high. It actually was. No, I'm just playing. No, but that's my experience. Yes, it was a real hot shower. But I was not expecting him to do that. I wasn't. And that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, Scorpios, they be working with some next shit, like the element of surprise and shit. But yeah, he didn't even hesitate. He was just like, psh. I was like, what? Lovemore said if he drinks a lot of water and his pee is clear, well, ain't nothing wrong with a little pee, says Siobhan. One question, is it squirty just peeing? No, no, very different. Women have this like internal faucet that can produce female ejaculation. It's not pee. It's just like this saline solution that we could produce. I would think it's like kind of like the same stuff that you find in the IV bags. I think that's what be coming out. So it's like a saline solution that we can produce. It is. Lovemore said, you on your knees looking up at him and he's looking deep in your eyes. And then what? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Hell yeah. Like you said, next time I go to the hospital, it tastes sweet. That's why they want to drink it. Yes, they do. I had an ex, Lord. I had two exes that were like that. I had one ex that was like, I want to bottle it. I want to put it in a bottle and sell it. I'm like, okay. Oh, he would say, I want to put it in a bottle and just have it on my desk at work and drink it. Y'all had me spilling my own tea, but I'm all about keeping it real anyway. Oh my God. Hey, doctors, that pussy just popping in my arms. Yeah, not all. I think all women are capable of doing that, but I don't think some women have been able to find the right person or tool to unlock it. That's the thing. Because if you can't do it just automatically, you need somebody to unlock it. So once they unlock it, then it's like boom, then you're like Niagara Falls. But until they unlock it, you might not be able to do it. Adrian said, I spilled a lot of tea tonight myself. Yes, you did. We all family in here. Jules Verne said it's a push orgasm, not a hold it tight. Yup. Very good. Just like that. And it's kind of scary if you're not used to it because it's like it's a feeling that you're not used to. So yeah. Okay, what about last topic that I'm going to get into for we're going to still stick with the sex theme. But what about circumcised versus uncircumcised? What do you prefer, or does it matter to you? Me personally, I've never been with a circumcised. No, I've never been with an uncircumcised man. I'll say that. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? So, Lovemore, you prefer uncut. So you like uncut. Okay. So tell me why you like uncut. I heard that it does make you feel better. Lucky said, I can't do uncut. I feel you, Lucky. I've heard some stories about like, what is that stuff called? Smegma? That stuff that gets stuck in between, and it's like cottage cheese and all that type of stuff. Basically, it's like discharge that women get, but men get it when they got the foreskin, I guess, because they need either it's there to lubricate that part, or I think it can build up and then it could get all cakey and stuff nasty. Like, yeah. So, okay, smegma only happens if it doesn't clean it. If he doesn't clean it, ill. So smegma is like a bacterial infection. Oh, y'all, I got a story. One of my friends was dating, well, her baby daddy, actually, this Jamaican dude. Oh, thank you, Tanae. And I think quite a few Jamaicans are uncut. But anyway, she had this Jamaican baby daddy, and she was giving him head one day, and she was, doing this a little bit too hard, and she ripped his foreskin. I was like, I know that had to hurt. Yeah, I guess it's that yeast. Story time. Oh, share your story, Gary. Cherry Love says circumcised, but here in Europe, men are not. Only the Muslims and Jews. I didn't know that, Cherry. So if you want uncircumcised, come to Europe. I had no idea. I had no idea. Gary said, true, a lot of Caribbean niggas are uncut. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think a lot of Hispanics are too. Like a lot of Mexicans, El Salvadorians. Lovemore said, yes, uncut is popular in Europe. See, I learned, this is why I love doing the live shows. I had no idea. I had no idea most of the world is uncut. Shame on me, because I had no idea. And you know what? If you watch pornos, they make you think that most of the world is cut. But I guess those international pornos, they probably aren't cut. Tyrese said, my dad didn't believe in circumcision because he's from Central America. Lucky said, all my Spanish exes were except one. You're saying they were cut or uncut? Cherry said, my sons are circumcised, but they were born in New Jersey. Yeah, my son's circumcised too. Like, I really didn't think twice about it, but then I did kind of think about it after the fact and was like, was that really necessary? I know I hated seeing it when it was all raw before it healed. Oh, that broke my heart. Lucky, a lot of black men in America are uncut, for real? Oh, man, my husband's back. God damn. Will you stop stalking me? I will be home soon. Yeah, they lose a big part of their sensitivity too. Damn. I heard about that. I know, Cherry. He's back stalking me. He must be ready for a refill. For all y'all who just came in, that's a troll. That's not really my husband. I'm just fucking with him at this point. Lucky said, Rod, you need to give your husband some saline. 20 to 30% of their sensitivity. Damn. Salacia said, if you're a parent, you better do your future daughter-in-law a favor and do that shit. Tyrese, I wonder if he is circumcised or not. Your husband, Ike Turner, is back. I know. He probably ready to give me another beat down. Siobhan said, he hear you talking all that cash, money, sex. Yup. Zanaya said, I wouldn't advise anyone get circumcised. Now, know what's interesting, y'all? But I don't think you could probably see this in a chart. I don't think you could see whether someone's circumcised or uncircumcised in a chart. Now, you can see if there's like some type of disorder with the penis and even like the genitals period. The chart will show signs of that. But I don't think a chart will show whether a guy is circumcised or not. Salacia said, a friend of mine got his done as an adult because women didn't want to give him no play after seeing it. Damn, that's sad. I don't think I could do that to a guy, though. I think if I was with an uncut guy and I didn't know, I would just pretend like it didn't bother me. I think I would say something, be like, oh, I've never been with an uncut guy before, but I don't think I would make a big deal out of it. Tariq said, just teach him to clean it regularly. I said, make a video on people prone to being stalked. Okay, that's a good video. Cherry Love said, they asked you when you just had your baby. I now think I should have said no. Can you see if a man is packing in his chart? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like you can't always just say, oh, because Mars is in Sagittarius, he's packing, or because his Mars is in trine to Jupiter, he's packing. Is able to satisfy women, if he's able to get a lot of sex, all that type of stuff. But in terms of penis size, just like I always wanted to do a study on it, but I never had the balls to no pun intended. I never had the balls to actually survey a lot of guys, because if I do the study, I'm going to want them to send me a picture of their dicks, both the soft and the hard version, so I can really get an idea. And then I'm gonna need their birth information and all that. Now that would be fun until I come upon one of them ugly looking dicks, because some of these dicks are ugly as shit. Let's be honest. Some of these dudes got some ugly ass dicks, but so do some women got ugly ass coochies too. So, but Lovemore said, yeah, but cutting your son is unnecessary. There's no reason for it. Most women do it because they're too lazy to clean their sons. You're robbing him of his sensitivity. I wouldn't say it's a matter of laziness. I would say more so it's a matter of cultural norms. So a lot of people are going to do what they deem to be culturally acceptable, or deem to be like that's the mainstream. So just like how you're saying most people around the world are not are uncut men, in America it's more. But then again, somebody was saying a lot of black men in America are uncut. So who knows? Sarah Free, too big to be uncut. Why do I keep seeing the Sarah Free? Now I gotta research this. Who is this? Who is this Sarah Free? What am I missing out on? Is it Sarah Free? Sarah Safari. Safari. Who is this? Do I got something good coming to me? Am I going to see something? Safari. Who is this? Who is? He's a rapper. So what? He showed his dick before or something? I did say Sarah Free, didn't I? That shows you how old I am. Oh, let me see if I can find the nudes. Ooh-wee. How come I never heard of this dude? But then again, he does look kind of familiar. Oh, shoot. Let me see. Okay, from what it ain't that big. Let me see. Maybe I didn't. Ew, there's that picture of baby and that dude. Yo, have y'all ever seen this? Did y'all ever see this? When I put in Safari, if that's his name, this picture of baby and that a little Asian dude that he was with popped up. Look at this. If anybody has any doubts about being down like that, look at that. Does he have lube in this picture? Hold on. Yup. Oh, shoot. He got KY jelly. Wait a minute. Where's this? Look at that. Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, I saw that picture before. Did you say I got a broke boy phone? What? Because I don't have an iPhone? So what? I'm team Android. Baby said he fucked with niggas too. I remember that concert clip. He was trying to call a bunch of dudes on stage. I gotta go back to this Safari. Is that how am I pronouncing it right? I feel so old. Okay, I'll say that. I'll say has the size that would keep me satisfied for the rest of my life. I'll say that. Like he got that, he got it like that. But if you notice, a lot of packing. But the other day I seen this dude, he was like skinny like a string bean. And he had one of the biggest dicks I ever seen. I was like, it always be them skinny dudes. Like, what's up with that? Oh, good. Hey, I gotta get the video. Hey. Thank you. Yup. He been giving it to Wayne ever since Wayne was like 13, 14. Gave him a dildo because he leaked his pics. Wow. Like I see why they made a dildo, because like I said, I'd be satisfied with that piece of meat for the rest of my life. Yeah, skinny guys be winning. Y'all be packing. It's like, I guess those pounds have to go somewhere. Yes, they be packing. Wait a minute, what's the buried penis? Please tell me. You said, remember what I said about the buried penis? Yeah, I think they did get married, Tony and Birdman, and they both got Libra South Node. So that's not going to end well. They are both a hot mess. Look at that. I'm going past 3 hours already. Some men with big dicks don't know how to work it. Child, just aggravated abusing. I already know about that. I was with this one guy. He had a big ass schlong and didn't know what to do with it. And when I first pulled it out of his pants, that thing had the nerve to be ashy. So I had to school him on how to properly care for his penis. Because I was like, you can't be walking around with this big old dick and it be looking all ashy like this. I actually think he was a virgin. Because he didn't know how to use it. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. Yes, it was ashy. I had to get the lotion, y'all. I just so happened to have that lotion back in the day, had the cocoa butter in it. And I just, I had to lotion it up and everything. Because it was just sad. That thing was sad. Moore said, well, most cut dicks are ashy. Cutting them stripped them of their natural moisture. You got a point. But this thing was ridiculous. It was like, looked like somebody had sprinkled some flour on top of it and started just patting it off. Orange Blossom said, I'll take a small dick over a young guy with erectile dysfunction. Damn, that erectile dysfunction is a bitch. I was with a dude back in high school. Like, I was like 16 at the time. He was like 19. And this dude's dick could never get fully hard. And I don't even know why. I think I tolerated him because he had a car and I was trying to learn how to drive back then. That's my Capricorn energy, being opportunistic. But yeah, dude was semi-hard. And I bet you to this day he still has this problem because he was young at the time. So those semi-hard ones, I can't take it. You like dick with a pink head? Wow. And you know what? You could get that for any race. Because I've seen black dudes that got like a pinkish head. Of course, the white ones. Exactly. Early 20s is no excuse. Oh. Lucky said, I can't stand pink-headed dicks. You know what? The dicks I don't like? I don't like the ones that have like the very defined head. And whoever is going to tune into this tomorrow, they're going to be like, they are some nasty people talking about all this sex. And some of these people, well, if y'all see my dark side video, y'all already know how I get down. I just keep it real about everything. So even when it comes to sex, I like us to keep it real. So I think this conversation is nice. But I don't like those. I don't like when I see dicks where the head is like really defined. I can't explain it, but it's like super round looking, and it's almost like you can pop it off. You know what I'm talking about? The type where it looked like you could actually unscrew the head part and just throw it somewhere. That's what it seems like. I don't like those types. I like it where it's more so flush with the whole shaft, where it still has that curve to it, but it's not like super like where it looks like, I guess what I'm saying is I don't like the motorcycle helmet ones. Yeah, the mushroom ones. That's what I'm talking about, where it has the big head and yeah, I don't like that. Tyrese said, you're so disgusting, Ravina. I know. Not to be more to Tashion's dick pic, his dick was ugly. Wait a minute. I hope it was his dick pic while he was alive. Tyreek said, I feel so gay now. Orange Blossom said, I like proportionate dicks. Cherry Love said, I want to see a dark-skinned dick. Never saw one. You never saw one? Oh, but I always think it's funny how you'll have a lot of light-skinned dudes. They got dark-skinned dicks. And I've even seen some Spanish dudes. Well, I shouldn't say Spanish. I've seen some Hispanic dudes have dark-skinned dicks. So I always think that's funny. Yes, we let it fly. But do y'all know what I'm talking about? The light-skinned dudes be having a dark-ass dick. Like they're light-skinned all over their body, but they're dark-skinned when it. Love more. You are an activist for the uncut men. I love it. You're like, see, that's what happens when they get their dicks. Cut their dicks. Well, I do know that they get that dark line around it. I know that's from that. Adrian said, I've seen a lot of different colors. I've even seen a penis head that was squared off, y'all. I can't explain it, but it was squared off instead of rounded, which was weird. Even the pee-pee hole was kind of weird looking, like squared off. The skin is being bruised. The dick is basically being bruised. That is true. Unfortunately, not my light-skinned dude. He even got red hair and freckles. On the penis, he got freckles on his dick. And red pubic hair. Wow. What is his nickname? Red? I've seen a dick that looks like an elephant trunk. That's scary. NYC Black Honey said, my husband is light-skinned with a chocolate dick. See, she got one of them light-skinned chocolate dick niggas. His psycho mother is chocolate, and he got his light complexion from his dad. His dick unique. But yeah, that's not uncommon to have a light-skinned dude with a happy voice. We are on dicks because we were talking about Bill Cosby. And Bill Cosby got us all talking about sex. So blame it on Bill Cosby's dirty dick. Yes, we all need Jesus, which is why I probably will be listening to some gospel music when I get off after talking to y'all nasty people who are such a bad influence upon my innocent self. Orange Blossom said, I know one guy who loves long pussy lips, Capricorn. So he likes some old ass pussy lips, like the ones that just be dragging. The mud flaps. That's what he likes. What will you think Bill Cosby's dick give, Rabina? Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. What did you say? What question? Who got Drake's dick? Well, I always like this chocolate pudding pop. Nigga, you the one that started this. Morbid as shit. Who looking at dead dick with the rigor mortis and shit? Oh! Dog jaws. Pussy lit. Oh, that is so nasty. Dog jaws. You can tell by his nipples they are dark. Oh, I believe Drake got a dark dick. You could tell because he has like all that dark hair and stuff. Genuine got a beautiful dick. How'd you see Genuine's dick? Hey, ride that pony. If a black guy has pink nipples, his dick is most likely going to be light. I don't think I've ever dealt with a black guy with pink nipples. I don't even think I'd be turned on by that. Drake, stay fucking bitches raw. I heard his dick is huge, though. He looked like he got a big dick. I ain't even gonna lie. You know it's cut, though, says he. It looked like it's big and thick. He looked like he got a thick one. It's on Tumblr. Genuine's dick pics. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't seen his dick pics on Tumblr. Genuine, are these recent? Oh, it's beautiful. He looked like he would have a beautiful dick. Like he's just beautiful from head to toe. So why would the dick be an exception? Genuine dick pics. How did these pics get released? Who else had a good one? There was some other star that had a real nice one. I forget who it was. Was it The Game? I know I've seen The Game through underwear, but I've seen another one where I actually seen it. Well, remember the Kim Kardashian Ray J porno? I remember saying Ray J was packing, unless my memory fails me. But do y'all remember seeing Ray J's? Because Ray J was pretty packing. I mean, Ray J was working with something, even though Kim Kardashian was just laying there like she was dead. But I bet you she's like that with a lot of guys. I love Usher, but his dick is not acceptable. I guess not with all that nasty green stuff coming out of it. Ew. Usher, he just... All right, where are the pictures? Okay. Okay, please. I hope this is it. Damn, not found. Y'all, she looked lazy. She looked like the type that says, like one of my exes used to always say. He used to be like, I hate those bitches that be like, I'm beautiful, fuck me. Like, she seems like that type. Like, she just thinks she's too good to work up a sweat. I tried Googling. Let me try again. Maybe I gave up too quick. I did only click on the first one. Oh, I see. Woo! Oh! Wow. Her voice is eerie. Yes, it is. Oh. What you think that is? I probably can't show. She said, show us. I don't know if am I allowed to show this? Wait a minute. That's all I'm gonna show y'all. I don't know if I could show these dick pics on this video. Somebody might flag my video. But I see. You can always tell that a dude got a nice size if his hand can wrap around it and there's still a lot of inches left, like there's still a lot of meat left after his hand is around it like that. Salacia said, I just want Michael B. Jordan dick. I want to swallow that baby down while licking them balls. If I ever meet him, he gonna get it and wipe me because I'm unleashing my Lilith in the fifth on that ass. Well, you go ahead. Let me know how that is. Shoot. You could probably make that happen too. I gotta look at this thing up close. Okay, when I take my glasses off and I look at this, it's not as cute as I thought it did. I mean, okay, I'll say this. Aesthetically, it's not that good looking. But size and width is the right tool. Like you can have some fun with that, but like in terms of actual looks, I'm just like, look like it could use some shea butter and some vitamin E, all that type of stuff. Oh, he's uncut? Is that what? Oh, I see where it's pulled back. But that still doesn't make up for the fact that I feel like he could detail that dick a little bit more. Running through the car wash, wax it up a little bit, shine it up, make it look a little prettier. Because I'm all for about making dicks look pretty. I'm all for men taking care of their dicks. Like, they expect us to be keeping up on stuff. For real, get some of that vitamin E oil. I'll rub it on you if you want. I believe in taking care of my man, every inch of him. But yeah, I'm the type of girlfriend that I will clip my man's toenails and stuff. I will pop his bump. That's if I love him. I will pop his bumps. I will clip his toenails. I'll pull out his ingrown hairs. I'm that type of chick. Take your dick on spa day. That's right. I would give my man a spa dick day. Exactly. A beautiful dick is a beautiful thing. has a Cancer moon. Where yeah, rub it up. Wait a minute. What did they say? Smack it up, flip it, rub it down, shine it up. Yes. But yeah, I'm all about taking care of my man, giving him massages. I love to feed my man, all that type of stuff. It's just that a lot of these dudes out nowadays, they're not worth it. Shamar Moore and Brian White disappointed me. Small dick having asses. I think I have seen Shamar Moore's dick, I think. But there was another guy that also showed it too. But I'm not surprised Shamar Moore doesn't look like he's packing. Shamar Moore, he's all looks in the face, and then he ain't really working. But I could tell. I am not surprised. All right. I mean it this time. I got 7 minutes left. I'm getting off at 3:30 my time. I mean, 3:30. I mean, I got 6 minutes left. I'm getting off at 11:30 my time. So let's just wrap things up with some last comments about anything. Love, sex, war, marriage, divorce. I think Shamar Moore is gay. Hey, Gemini love. Oh my God, we're about to leave. I got about 6 minutes left. But you can catch the replay because yes, it got raunchy up in here. I'm talking about raunchy. Terrence Howard has a mic. He looks like he got a micro penis. I am not surprised. And that's probably why he's always angry. And he cries like in every movie. Shamar said he was straight to a man's bed. I'm done. Hell yeah, straight to a man's bed. And he does look like a bottom. I bet you Chris Brown got a nice one. I wouldn't be surprised. It's gonna clear. Typo. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody had to know that. The people that didn't come in for that, they didn't have to know that. Damn. But you know what? Hey, it happens to the best of us. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to Google that when I get a chance. And then somebody posted a link. Let me see something. But I think that's the site I was on. The pop, is that for Genuine? I saw. And while I was impressed with the size and the width, the girth and all that, I wasn't really impressed with the exterior where I feel like he could have shined it up a little more for the camera. Who's part Haitian? Lenny Kravitz look like he don't have any. I'm not surprised. I haven't seen Napoli Ever After yet because I got rid of my Netflix. Because I got tired of looking at the same movies. Gary got that voodoo dick. I don't mean to be advanced to where you connect to person, man. It all depends on what the question is. Like some things I just know. Other times I might have to pull out my cards to do a reading on them. So I can get information, especially if I see their picture. So if you have a picture, I'm really good at reading pictures. Oh, Gary Dordan. Yeah, good looking man, but he got issues. Drug problem. Apollo does look like he's working with a nice package. Yes, I'm talking about the makeup out. I bet you Jason Momoa is not. I would say he's probably average size. Now he's good looking, but he has that look to him that's kind of like scary almost, like that devilish look. But he does have it going on, and I think him and Lisa Bonet make a really good couple. That's why Phaedra was sucking it on an air mattress before they made it big. Damn, she was like, "We're gonna make it work, baby. Us and this dick." For all the straight men in here, let's talk about boobies. Hey, all right, we can switch to the boobies. Go ahead, Tyreek. Get it started. Get it popping. What you like about breasts? You like big breasts, small breasts, long, saggy breasts, the perky breasts? How you feel about breast implants? Would you date a woman that had a very flat chest? Like she very flat chested? How you feel about that? You have the floor, Tyreek. Tyreek is not straight. He said, I like breasts more than ass. Okay, so what would be the perfect size breast for you? Are you okay with just a handful, or do you want more than a handful? Do you like the C cups? Do you like the B cups? Do you like double D's? Are you into the F's? What are you? Because some dudes, they love some big boobs. Like you got some, and a lot of times they be the real skinny dudes. Have you noticed? A lot of the real skinny dudes, they like big women, and then some of them just like women with huge breasts. Nick said, I like breasts more than ass, low key. Interesting. Millionaire said, no straight man would say boobies. Tyreek said, I could rock with a C cup. My ex had a C cup. Okay, I'm team C. It's like sometimes I look like a D though, and I don't like that. I actually feel like mine are just getting too big, and it's because I'm getting older, and I'm starting to get that matronly boobage, where you know how most women, once they get past age 40, their breasts just become all matronly and heavy. That's how mine are getting. They're not really saggy though, thank God. Damn, Orange Blossom, you're a 34F. Woo! So do you attract men that are into big breasts, Orange Blossom? Tyree said you could cuddle and lay on them shit. My smell out of my nipples hypnotize him. Oh, wow. That is so Taurus. Taurus, they are so much about smell. They are just about the five senses, period. Makes sense. Most guys I know like the all natural, but maybe they just say that. Orange Blossom said, I noticed white and Latino guys love my boobs. Yeah, it seems like a lot of black men aren't that big on breasts. But then again, sometimes, Lucky said Taurus love to smell your farts. Probably the Taurus with a Scorpio moon does. Yeah, them Taurus, they do got noses like bloodhounds. Right, Orange Blossom? Usually black dudes are more into ass and legs and the pussy. And that's basically it. And the face, of course. I know Taurus men love stinky sex. Oh, wow. Capricorn men do too. Nick said, I like all natural, but that's straight up Aquarius. A lot of foreign men are breastfed men. Makes sense. Dark-sided Taurus men like that shit in their mouths. It's the bad breath. My Taurus just like fart. You know what, Cherry? I mentioned that as a dark-sided Taurus for you, I think, because my Taurus ex farted all the time, and I hated it. Like, he used to fart in bed when we'd be in bed together. I would wake up to the sound of his farts. And I'm just so glad we didn't work out, because I don't think I could deal with that, like, for the rest of my life. I can't. I just don't. I can't do it. You're not going to be farting up in my bed. I don't, like, my bed is sacred. Yeah. Look, if I fart in my own bed, I be feeling some type of way. I'd be like, what the hell? What's wrong with me? Because I don't even like that doing that in my own bed. If it's my own farts. The Capricorn guy I talked to didn't want me to shower so he could eat my dirty ass. Oh, wow. Them Capricorns, they do like that dirty, sweaty, stank sex. He did it because he liked it. Do you think that's really what it is, Lucky? Like, my ex liked the smell of his own farts? Tyreek said, it's just gas. Chill out. No, it's not just gas. It's the beginning of a dump. That's what I look at gas as. And that's where it's coming from anyway. So I'm like, I don't look, I mean, yeah, it's gas, but that's nasty, especially when it stinks. Cherry Love said he liked sex on my period too. Oh, he was nasty. I had an ex like that too, though, that, you know, he didn't mind rain or shine. He didn't mind. Orange Blossom said, I don't want to smell a man's digestive tract. I know. I'm a Sag rising with these oversized hips. Hey, hips don't lie. Gary Doris says, same, my Capricorn ex. Like, now I said I was getting off at 11:30. It's 11:34. Y'all with these, I just can't help it because this is so juicy. Yes, but we Caribbeans don't do that. It's part of sex magic, period. Said, yup. Yup, that's how you could trap a man. If you have sex with him while you're on your period, it won't work with all men, but the men that are more susceptible to that type of thing, oh yeah, you could trap a man like that. Also, if you put period blood in their food, hell yeah. I tell my boyfriend to groom himself to the max. Thank God I've never been with a guy that had body odor that stunk. I don't think I could deal with that. Salacious said, my hips are lacking, but my Sag rising got this ass and thighs popping. Plateau. How does this shit not hurt? How does that shit not hurt? What? Oh, wow, Scorpio type stuff. What did I miss? Yup. So no peeing or farting in Rob's bed because she will throw the whole room out. Yes, I will. Don't be coughing too much either because I don't play that either. I'm like, you sit, go on the couch. It's like, no, no. But no, I don't like this is why I need to be alone because stuff like that, if you all hacking in bed and stuff, I'm gonna have an attitude. My Taurus ex had sex with me on my period and told me not to tell anyone. Taurus always wants to make it seem like they're all presentable on the outside. They're socially acceptable. Most girls get horny on their period. Yup. Usually it'd be like by day 3, it starts to really work on me. Why do I sound like a Virgo? Because I'm talking about I don't like certain stuff in the bed. Well, I do have Virgo intercepted in my 8th house. I don't have any planets in Virgo, but Virgo does fall in my 8th house. So when it comes to sexy times, I am kind of very particular. So some things I just don't get down with. Niggas love acting like period gross them out. Meanwhile, they eat period pussy. Scorpios are nasty, but very picky with who they get nasty with. Taurus, Moon, Mars, and Cancer, Virgo, rising nasty. Wow. Rabina and I are the same way. Yep. All right. So I'm really getting off this time now. We all got standards or whatever it is called. Yes, we all got standards. We all got to have some type of standards or we all be hoes. Love more. Yet, conversely, that sex is how they get to know their partner. That's always been my problem. Like I've rushed into sex way too quickly with men. And then it ends up being more so about sex than anything else. And then we try to fit the love in there. And then it's like, that's not how you're supposed to do things. So, yeah. Oh, man, I'm the old school gospel. So I'll probably hear some of the whinings. I'll probably hear some whining songs. There was this gospel group called the Williams Brothers. So their first album was banging. So I'll probably hear some of those songs. I might even hear Peace Be Still by the Emotions. The Emotions, they were an R&B group, but they put out this gospel song called Peace Be Still. Oh my God, they tear that song up. So yeah, I might have to get the Holy Spirit tonight and just cleanse myself of this wickedness that we've been getting into. Who was on coke? Nivea. Did you see that Nivea interview? She said she likes gangbangs and violent porn. I gotta see this. Is this on YouTube? I saw her in a thumbnail the other day. Oh, Aries women. No offense to any Aries in here. Aries women can be big time, like nasty freaks. Like matter of fact, just check out that one. Did y'all hear about that one porn star, Jasmine Cashmere? She was actually on YouTube and she got interviewed by a few people because she claimed she found Jesus and she wanted to stop doing porn and she wanted to become like a minister or something like that and a life coach. Well, that didn't work out for her because everybody was calling her out on that. But she had like a Twitter account and she was like interviewed on YouTube. But if you go look at some of her movies, she is like one of the like most raunchiest ones out there. Like you could tell that they really enjoy it. Like they're doing it more for enjoyment than the money. And I think a lot of Aries women in porn are more so doing it for enjoyment than the money. Like Vanessa Del Rio, classic porn star. Wasn't she an Aries? I got her chart. Hold on. She got a crazy chart. I'm almost certain she's an Aries because Rio real quick. Del. Is it R? Oh, here she go. Yup. Vanessa Del Rio. Yeah, we should do a porn star reading edition. Vanessa, yeah, and we can add Vanessa Del Rio because she's like, you know, the OG of porn females. So she's an Aries, born March 31st. She got a stellium in Aries, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter. So when you see her in movies, like, so Siobhan, since you like to research porn stars charts, your homework for tonight is to look at Vanessa Del Rio's chart and then go and look at some of her old movies. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, how Aries chicks, yeah, thanks with you, Waters, Jasmine Cashmere, Aries, April 17, 1984. Yep, very good. So just look at some of her movies and you'll see how Aries chicks really like to get down. Like they be almost like the men. Velatana said include Kim Kardashian since she loves to pretend like she isn't one, despite still banking off her tape with Ray J. Right? That was her whole claim. Siobhan said, "I'm on it. Cool, and get back to me on your research." Yeah, Kim Kardashian, you know, that was her whole claim to fame. That's how she got put on, by being in that movie with Ray J. Oh, I gotta see this Nivea interview. Is this on YouTube that I can see? Isn't Jenna Jameson a Libra? What's Jenna Jameson's sign, Salacia? I would say people born on the 24th are more sensual than they are sexual. Because there is a difference between being sensual and sexual. Our chart matches Kim K. We both have 13 degrees Sag rising. Ooh, freaks. But Kim really ain't a freak, though. I don't see her being really a freak like that. She just seems too like, I don't want to mess up my hair. Yeah, I gotta see this Nivea interview. So before I get into my gospel and get into my church lady mode, I might have to see this raunchy Nivea interview. Oh, Jenna is an Aries. So do you see what I'm saying? Some of the top porn stars are Aries, the females, because they don't have that inhibition with them. And they're really channeling that masculine energy, which is great for porn. Orange Blossom said all the Aries rising women I know are boyish. Oh, here's SoundCloud. Thank you. Let me copy this link real quick. Hey, don't go nowhere. Okay. God, this show was raunchy. I was not ready. Oh my God, you know what it is, y'all? That's what it is. North Node was on my Saturn, and the North Node is in Leo, sex. So that's why this live show was so sexually charged. And again, since we were talking about Bill Cosby anyway, that got us all into the frame of mind about sex because, you know, he's basically a sex demon himself. So basically, this just went with the territory. Oh, good. It's a podcast, which means I can listen to it while I go to bed. Nice. Tyrese said, fuck a church lady mode. It's Saturday, not Sunday yet. Well, I grew up going to church Saturday, to tell you the truth, like Jews do, because I grew up a 7-day Adventist. Yeah, I copied the link. Thanks. And make sure I got the whole link. Yeah, because that's going to be interesting. Swallowing with this. Wow, sex survival swallow. Damn. But I'm not surprised with Nivea, though, because remember, do y'all remember that song she had, Okay? Oh, yeah, I do chart readings. I'm going to throw up my website. Do you remember that song she had, Okay, back in the day? I remember one of the lines was something like, okay, put the .com out and put .com. Thanks, Love More. Does the birthday 27 cause skin problems? Actually, it can. It can result in breakouts. And I'm talking about the kind where you could have like cysts, like the acne cysts that are painful. So it can also cause you to break out in rashes, mainly because 27 breaks down to 9. And 9 is Aries, Mars energy. And Mars and Aries will produce rashes, will produce breakouts, stuff like that. So yes, I would say that 27 can produce. Yeah, 7-day Adventist. That's hard. My made me go to church Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes. That's why I became such a freak, because I grew up in the 7-day Adventist church. Lucky said, I'm going to watch Vanessa Del Rio flick while I listen to gospel music. That's right. That's how you do it. That's what you call balance for Libra season. You need that balance. Don't forget to check the porn star suicide rate for next time. Oh, shoot, that's deep. I never even thought about that. 24 is a very blessed number. It's one of the most fortunate numbers that you can have. So you got to use that energy wisely, and you got to be appreciative of the blessings that you receive with that 24, because if you're not, you might come back in the next lifetime as a 22, like Sanaya just said, or 18, or a 16, or a 29. So you got to use that energy of 24 wisely, because it means that you are very much blessed. You are very much highly favored. That basically points to you are entitled to love, money, and creativity in this lifetime. 17 is, it can be a positive number in terms of material success, but it could be a challenging number in terms, especially like the early part of your life, but it could be challenging for a woman dealing with men in particular, because you attract the type of men that could be very deceitful, or they could be moochers, cheaters, just dishonest. Hi, IEF7, and you're catching us right when I'm about to go off too. And now here we go. Everybody throwing out questions. I gotta go, because I'm like, yeah, I won't ever get off with with all this. But I do offer a free numerology reading on my website. So if anybody is interested in finding out about their birth and life path number, or if you wanted to find out about somebody else and they have their birthday, you can fill out that form and I'll send it within 48 hours. But I gotta go for real. I got natal charts to complete. I got those free readings that I gotta do tomorrow. And I got some other stuff too. So yeah. Oh, and I gotta do these forecasts in the morning. So I definitely gotta go. But I could get to some of the other numbers the next time I go live. So I'm signing off now. Thank you, everybody. I had such a good time. It was so much fun. So I can't wait to do it again. I'll probably be live again either next Friday or next Saturday. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis now. So stay tuned. Good night, everybody. Love you all, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.